It's the second Democratic Party debate live from Detroit, Michigan. And now, here's Guillermo Moreno, Jairus Jackson, and John Machico.
Guillermo Moreno in studio with Jairus Lee. Jairus, so it's debate week and...
You ready, brother?
Debate. What is this debate? Like number 2 out of like 20?
Yeah, 2 out of 20. So we'll be doing this a lot more often. But hey, man, we're here to do it. And guess what? And let's get one thing clear. Before we start what's going to be like 15, 20 hours of coverage, we're the original OGs, all right? There's another 3-letter station that's been around since dinosaurs were walking the earth that decided they were going to do special coverage this time around.
Yeah, they are.
But don't fall for that, okay? Because we were the first ones doing this. This is the same station, 3-letter station has been around since dinosaurs was walking around, that magically decided they were going to cover every single Trump rally.
Yeah,
so they're just following us.
So we have Diamond and Silk on Friday. The Diamond and Silk will be joining us.
Don't play with people like that. You know exactly what you just did. We have Diamond and Silk on
Friday. Diamond and Silk.
Don't play with people like that.
Hey, they're a little busy. They're a little busy. So, we booked Diamond and Silk. Later on at 5 o'clock, in the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to have Kevin Cookingham, a congressional candidate for District 16. If you don't know which one that is, it's Jim Costa and AOC's handpicked candidate, Esmeralda Soria. He's going to be in studio. We're going to be talking about his race and a little bit about the Democrat debate. And then tomorrow, Alex Tavlian with SJV Sun will be joining us during our special coverage, which is going to be in from 2 o'clock all the way until probably about 8 or 9.
Yep.
8 or 9-ish. It depends how late they go. It depends if the American people aren't done with these people.
It depends on how many fireworks come from the debate as well.
True. That's true. Hey, so race. And the Democrats apparently own the race card. Apparently Democrats are the ones that decide what is racist. They're the ones that decide what's not racist. It's like they want to have authority and they want to be the party of minority people. And all the other Republicans, you guys just get white people. That's literally how they're drawing the lines. I mean, race blew up again.
Well, that's kind of how the lines are. I mean,
no, you're saying that all white people are Republicans and all minorities are.
I'm not saying all, but we know what party has a stronghold on minorities, all right? And we know what party has a stronghold on white people. I wish we could change that, of course, but let's do it in reality. We all know where the mayonnaise sandwich party is, and we all know where the fried chicken grape juice party is. Let's not lie to ourselves, okay?
Well, I disagree. So some people do. So Republicans do have obviously large numbers, but it shouldn't be about race, man. It should be about what the party stands for.
Yeah, of course, I agree.
And the Democrats, they only want minorities in their party. I mean, that's very clear. And if you're a Caucasian,
they want that white money though, but they only want blacks and Mexicans in the party.
Yeah, there you go. So race was a big issue. President Trump now going after Al Sharpton after going after Elijah Cummings, and
you know what I love about President Trump is that's pretty much where we are in this presidency. Trump went after this guy because he went after this guy after he attacked this guy, and then this guy attacked him. Never ends.
Dude, you and I have had this conversation. When you heard that the president went after Elijah Cummings, who is the chair of the House...
Guillermo, and you're already missing the most important part. Shame on you. You're a white supremacist Nazi. You have to start with the civil rights icon.
My bad. Civil rights.
How dare you?
Civil rights icon Elijah Cummings, the president tweeting about his district, which, as we're finding out, it's pretty bad. I've never been to Baltimore. It's apparently
good for you.
That's right. It's because I'm racist, apparently. Yeah. But no, Elijah Cummings. He went after Elijah Cummings and his district, and then going after the churchless Reverend Al Sharpton over the weekend. Is it good politics? I mean, is the president? He's talking about race. Is it good?
Here's the thing. Number one, I should be asking you that. Do you take the same position as you did with the Special Olympics squad? This is going to be great, and he's doing this on purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
Same position.
Okay, so we're done there with the same position.
Well, no, you want me to hash it out?
Go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead.
I think the president is it the best strategy? Probably not. No. Is it a bad strategy? No. It's an okay strategy. What he's doing is he wants to tell the American people, look, the Democrat Party doesn't have your back. And if you're a minority, realize what they've done to your communities. The Democrats don't care about you. So I'm going to literally call them out. And then what President Trump has done via Twitter is he's allowed the American people to start discussing things. And remember, he sets the schedule on CNN and MSNBC. His Twitter feed sets the media schedule. That's why it's so effective. So he knows all I got to do is if I want to talk about race and if I want to talk about how the Democrats have owned literally the Latino and black communities.
Well, they went from owning them as slaves to owning their votes.
To owning their votes. That's the way to do it. And the president knows that by dictating MSNBC, CNN, and all the liberal Washington Post, New York Times, if he can dictate the media, then guess what? We'll start talking about it. And in talking about it, look, we're all finding out. I mean, I had never gone to Baltimore. You know, to tell you the truth,
No,
Elijah,
I knew it was crappy. Everyone knew it was crappy.
I didn't know it was that. I
haven't been to Chicago, but I know it's hell on earth.
No, Chicago was not hell on earth. Just the parts where Obama was from, you know, the south side of it. Anyhow, but
like South Bend.
Yeah, like South. There you go. South Bend's not actually that bad. It's just the police force, I guess.
Terrible mayor.
And he had terrible mayor.
That guy.
But no, the reality is, I think it's a good strategy because the president is not talking about necessarily race. It's being spun as a race issue. He's literally talking about, look, these Democrats don't own you guys. And look how bad it is. Because Baltimore was once a thriving city. They started declining.
All of these places were once thriving cities.
Chicago, Baltimore, Fresno.
I was reading.
Did you get that?
I did. We did so many Fresno, Baltimore jokes before you came in. It ain't even funny. I made that connection. There's a lot of statistics in his district, Elijah Cummings' district, that can match Fresno. It's such a real sad fact. But I view it as it's like the double-edged sword type of thing. If he brings it up, of course they're going to say it's racism, but it needs to be brought up. Someone needs to talk.
There's no way to bring it up without.
The media is going to always take it and make it into racism. They even say, "Oh, Trump." I heard this on CNN. Trump, he only uses words like rodent and infestant to describe their communities. Well, their communities are like that because of Democrat policies. So it's a double-edged thing. Are they going to accuse him of racism, that he hates brown people? Yes, of course, but they're going to do that every single day. The most important part of it is someone has to bring up that, and it's not just Elijah Cummings. It's Strokey Face Nancy. It's James Brown. I Feel Good. Maxine Waters. All these people, the black people, the minorities, the black and brown people in their districts suffer every single day, and no one talks about it. So I think at the end of the day, truthfully speaking, when we've got the data and we've got the statistics here, when you really look at how failing all of their communities and all of their districts are, you're going to have to bite the bullet. You're going to have to take the racist claims from CNN, the racist claims from MSNBC, the racist claims from nappy hair Juan William on Fox News. God, I can't stand that guy. You're going to have to take all of that. So the truth of the matter, that these policies have ruined the most vulnerable communities, that truth has to get out. And if you're going to be called racist a few times for it, damn them to hell, so be it.
Yeah, and I don't think there's, like you said, you're damned if you're damned if you don't.
Exactly.
The president really can't say anything without being, primarily a black district. Oh, why is he calling them out? Why isn't he calling out the other districts?
He was racist when he signed the First Step Act, something that took black people out of jail. He was racist when he signed that. So damned if you do, damned if you don't.
You know, what the president doesn't get credit for are how well he's doing with the black community.
But the First Step Act was garbage, so don't.
The First Step Act. No. I'm talking about how the president's presidency has done with black unemployment.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, the president has hit it out of the ballpark with the black community.
He did better. Can I say this? He did better than the black guy.
He did. No, he did. And to tell you the truth, Jairus, and a part of it too, the reason why the Democrats are spinning this and making it a racial issue is because they're afraid of his success that he's had with the black community, because they need to somehow say, look, listen, I know he gave you a job. I know you got a job now, and I know you might be working and you have money in your pocket, but did you know this guy hates you? He's literally a racist. But did you remember the part where he's white? Do you remember the part how he's an angry white guy? I know you got a job. I know things are going great for you. Yeah, congratulations. You got a retirement now. But do you remember he's a racist guy?
But there's a flip side to this, Guillermo.
What's the flip side?
These hood communities that do
What? You call hood communities. You can't say that without being called.
That's for sure. Yeah. What are you going to call me a white supremacist? Go ahead, princess.
Listen, man. We got to be careful, because they're going to be calling us racist. Hood communities.
These are hood communities, all right? It's like I said, if anyone in that community could afford to move out, they would move out. The community would be empty tomorrow if everyone in that community could afford to get the hell out.
And the reason why they can't is because President Trump.
No, it's because of the policies that have been instituted for years. But those are just pesky facts, Guillermo. It's crazy when we think about this, because we're talking about the economy, and that does work for certain people. But if you live in Baltimore or like Maryland or out here in California, your state government and your city government, your city council, they get up every single day and try to stifle the progress of Donald Trump, whether it is with the black community. So to some degree, if you've elected these black charlatans, basically, well, that's what they are. If you've elected these black charlatans for years, 50, 60, 70 years, you've had these black Democrats in charge. I'm sorry, but 1, even 2 terms of Trump's presidency, it's not going to fix decades, almost 100 years of failures. So I think that's why the president, he can't just go to those communities and say, oh, well, great, you're doing great with the jobs, right? No, because the economy still sucks in those areas. Well, and that's not the president's fault. It's just you need time.
That is true.
Need time to pan out.
And again, like I said, and why I think what he's doing and the way he's having this Twitter war with Elijah Cummings, Reverend Al Sharpton, and really the Fab Four as well, he keeps picking these out. The Special Olympics squad, because it works. I mean, we're all talking about it, right? Yeah. And guess who else was talking about it today? And we posted this up on our Facebook. I
was talking about it today.
Here's a white guy paraphrasing
the whitest of guys.
The whitest of guys paraphrasing what President Trump said.
This is me, Bernie Sanders. This is Bernie Sanders from 2015, and he, oddly enough, sounded a lot like the current occupant of the White House. Now, Guillermo, let me ask, right? You're the alleged lawyer. You're allegedly smarter than everyone here. Do you remember...
In Fresno. It's not that
hard to be the smartest person in Fresno.
The most educated on-air personality in Fresno.
Cool, so you graduated from high school. Attention. This is Bernie's... To be the most educated person in Fresno, you got to graduate high school.
No,
this is
we're not. Listen, we got a great community, Jared.
Not all of it is great. Clovis is great.
Clovis is not great.
Okay, cool. So,
it's not. Go ahead. Our downtown.
Why is Clovis not great?
The only thing you guys might have is a better downtown.
We have a better downtown. You can walk around and not get shot at night.
I live in downtown. I'm still alive.
You don't have to worry about hypodermic needles everywhere.
My gosh,
you don't have to worry about human feces everywhere.
Let's talk about Sanders here.
All right, Clovis is now. This is Bernie Sanders, but Clovis is the best. This is Bernie Sanders from 2015, sounding a lot like Trump. And here's my question to you, because you're much smarter than everyone. Do you remember any calls for Sanders should be resigning, or he should be impeached, or that Bernie Sanders was a racist after he made these comments in 2015?
No.
You don't remember anything like that, right?
Nope.
I don't think anyone in the studio remembers Bernie Sanders being called a racist. So just keep that in mind as you're hearing this audio bit play.
The fact of the matter is that America is the wealthiest country in the history of the world.
Oh,
but anyone who took the walk that we took around this neighborhood would not think you're in a wealthy nation. You would think that you were in a third world country where unemployment is over 50%. A community that does not even have decent quality grocery stores where moms can buy quality food for their kids. A community in which the dream of getting a higher education for many kids is as real as is going to the moon.
Wait, hold on. First of all, do you want to know why the dream of going to college is not, people in Elijah Cummings' district? You want to know why?
Well, according to Bernie Sanders, because they go to prison.
No, it's not obtainable to them because 13 high schools in his district have 0 kids proficient in math. 6 schools in Elijah Cummings' district, 0 students are proficient with state tests. 90% of students can't read at their grade level. These kids are dumb. No college, even Fresno State wouldn't take these dummies. That's why. Yeah, Fresno State sucks. I said it. That is why they're not able to go there. What do you mean? Well, it's not obtainable. It's not like they're smart kids, and it's not the kids' fault either.
Let's back the train up.
It's the system that has failed them.
Let's back the train up. And again, that happened in 2015, right?
Yeah.
Who was sitting in the White House for 8 years prior to that?
Barry!
And who was in charge of that community prior to that?
Elijah!
And a lot of Democrats. So, I mean, it's a little too late, but what the Democrats are trying to do is they're trying to spin the narrative. And they're really trying to take away from the issue. I mean, the place looks bad, but somehow, remember, Trump's a racist.
And listen, talk about assault in the womb.
Hey, Trump's a racist.
What?
This is what CNN does all day.
Okay, so, talk about salt in the wound.
Hey, Trump hates black people. That's literally what the media is doing because they're like, hey, don't talk about the issues. Only remember that he's a racist.
Well, listen, it's salt in the wound of every single person who does live in these crap hellhole communities. They don't even want to talk. Every time you turn on CNN, you turn on anywhere. Today, they're talking about what Trump said was racist. And here's what I'm saying. They're saying that Trump is racist, he's this, that he's that. No one is debunking what Trump said. If you notice, I found no audio bits. We've got a new service and everything. I found nowhere where someone actually debunks what he says. That it's rodent infested, the facts that I just read off. No one has debunked any of this. They're just debunking their feelings.
That's a great point.
Racist.
Yeah, no
one's ever come out and said.
No one went to a good area of Baltimore. Was like, man, look at this mansion here.
No one came out.
So nice. What is he talking about?
No one has come out on CNN and said, well, actually, all their high school students are over proficient. No. They can't deny the facts that the district sucks.
Let me ask you this.
Rely on the emotion.
Let me ask you this. How many kids are proficient in Elijah Cummings' district in math?
It has how many? There's 13 high schools in the district. 13 high schools that have 0 proficient kids in math. Now,
that's got to be a fake stat.
Now, by the
There's
way,
not one smart kid in there. There's not one Ben Carson.
Proficient, okay.
There's not one Ben Carson in there.
I don't know.
Is it like one? They don't have one.
Why's it got to be Ben Carson?
Well,
because black area?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to? No, let's back up the train. Is that stat saying that there's not one single kid that knows math, or is it saying as a whole, the high school as a whole is not proficient in math? What is it?
Yet again, I'll read it one more time. 13 high schools in Elijah Cummings districts have 0 kids who are proficient in math. 13 high schools, 0 of the kids are proficient.
That means there's not one kid.
That's what the stat says.
Where's the stat coming from?
That's what the stat says.
Where's the stat coming from?
Well, there's multiple stats here. This one is actually from the Associated Press. There's other ones that are actually from the Baltimore School District. Now, yeah, and the school, they like to bury the story, but the school districts have to put these facts out to the public anyway. So, no, that's not all the high schools. I don't know how many high schools are in the district, but there's...
But you get what I'm saying, right? That stat basically says there's nobody proficient in math.
Yeah,
at all.
Is that hard to... Have you seen
it? Is at 13 high schools. It is.
No, it isn't. Look at
13 high schools. You know how many high schools we have in Fresno? It's like it's probably close in the teens, and you're telling me that not a single kid in the whole damn city
is proficient. Let's be clear, proficient in math.
Not a single kid. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's the way that stat reads.
Yeah.
All right.
It also goes on to say 6 schools in his district, 0% of students are proficient in state tests. 6 schools, 0%. Now, it also does say here that ranking, a few of those are elementary schools, some of those are high schools, and some of those are intermediate schools.
So let me ask you,
90% of the kids, we got more.
So
90% of
listen.
the kids can't read at their grade level.
We're talking about these kids that obviously are obviously failing school, right? And we're talking.
And we are not blaming the kids. This is the fault of Democrat policies.
It is. So let me ask you this: if I'm a parent, and I might be simplifying this, right? But if you got people in third world countries that are willing to trek across 2 countries, right down south, you're telling me a mom or a dad that knows that they're living in a crappy area can't move, maybe, or can't drive about an hour and get the hell out of there and go somewhere better? Am I missing something that the American people?
They're too poor. Number one, to move anywhere.
Those food stamps are everywhere.
And number 2,
just wait until the state of California is going to say, "Wait, you're poor. Come over here."
Well, they don't have a voucher program.
Just wait.
They don't have school choice. No, we want vouchers for school choice.
No, I thought you meant like a voucher program to go to California to get welfare.
They don't have a voucher program.
You know that's what some states have done, right? They put homeless people on buses to go to California.
And these kids, unfortunately, because there is homeschooling's off the question when you live in the projects, first of all. Second of all, they have
you
no
don't want to be home.
They have no other options. So they're screwed if they do, screwed if they don't. You can't drive your kid to a good neighborhood if they don't have school choice, because the Democrat Party, your leaders in this community, they're bound by the stupid teachers union.
It's a vicious cycle. And again, we're going to go back to the point. It's a vicious cycle because you got Democrats in charge. You got Democrats in charge of that city. Let me give you a good example.
Get rid of the D.
It is, yeah.
Let me give you Rapone. Go D-free.
Oh my gosh, here we go. let me tell you something, Jairus. And I don't know if you remember. You might be too young, but there were riots before in Benton Harbor. That's right, where I went to school. I did undergrad near Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Here we go.
And it was really the tale of 2 cities, right? It was a black community and it was a white kid. St. Joseph and Benton Harbor, like boom, right there, like black and white.
All right.
And I remember we used to go do ministry, children's ministry, and you go knock on doors, and they would just be, they're like, oh hey, the college kids are in town and they're doing ministry here. They give us their kids that are like 7 months old. Just with a clear stranger, like, oh yeah, here, take them.
Have you ever been driving on a bad side of town and you see some kids walking? Like the oldest one in the group is like 6, and they're out walking by themselves. There's no adult tagging along behind. In the hood, they don't have those what are those little things called, like the little ropes? Those white kids, they attach them to their kids so they don't run away.
I thought you were going to say sidewalks.
No, the little leashes. Well, so hoods don't have sidewalks either. But the white people with the leashes, there's no leashes in the hood. The kids are just out. They're just running free. Some of them as young as like 6. And the 6-year-old's the ringleader. It only gets younger from there. You see that all the time.
Oh yeah, the last one's holding the bottle, trying to keep up.
Exactly.
And so here's my point, Jairus. This also isn't a government problem. Let's just be real, all right? It's not the Republicans' fault or the Democrats' fault. Let me back up. Primarily it is the policies, right?
Yeah.
But it's also a little bit about self-worth and self-efficiency and self-esteem. Right? You can't. It's a lot of it has to do with government giving you a handout, so you never want to get away from it. But a little bit of, hey, look, I can do something for myself. If you live in Baltimore or Benton Harbor or in West Side Fresno, you got to know. You got to know that, look, all you got to do is get out there, work hard, put an honest, hard day's living. If you got kids, if they get a good education, you can do anything. You can be anything.
That's true. But see, the thing is,
but no one's talking about this.
It's not about a government handout as much as you need policies in place that would welcome in the free market, that would revitalize this community and all the downtrodden communities. It could revitalize Fresno so we can have the 1,000th Fresno revitalization project that'll fail. The free market is the actual answer, and that's not the government cutting anyone checks like your favorite Andrew Yang or something.
Yeah.
So I think a mix of it absolutely is that, but at some point, and then I even talked about this too, when do you start, as a conservative or as a person, caring person, you love people, all that garbage. I
do.
When do you, okay, not garbage, but you know what I mean. At what point do you stop feeling bad for these people? With all the research that's out there, that's available, you can figure out, you can go look at Marxism, you can look at conservatism, you can look at communism, you can do anything. All right, they even have Obama phones. They sell them outside the studio. I want to go flip the table like I'm a real housewife or something. I hate that crap. So you start to think, if you still vote for Democrats and you're poor, and your mama's poor,
dude, they don't care. They don't know.
Poor, if you still continue to vote that way and you suffer, I don't think I feel bad for you anymore.
People,
you're doing this to yourself.
I agree, but people in the hood, they don't care. They really do. They don't care about Democrats and they don't care about Republicans. They really don't.
No, but
they don't.
But this continue to vote for the D's.
But this is why. This is why, because they have those predators out there like Reverend Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. You know what I mean? They go in there and they're telling people, and this is what you're going to see on the debate stage tomorrow and on Wednesday. They're going to go in there and tell these communities, hey, you're downtrodden. You can't find a job. You can't pay your rent. You can't get food. You can't take care of your kids because of Donald Trump and the Republicans. That's how these predators maintain that Democratic vote in that very low voter turnout. Because no one in the hood is politically active. Come on, let's be honest.
No, you don't think so?
They're handing out their. I'm telling you, when I was.
You have more hood experience than me.
I do.
So I'm asking.
I seriously do. They don't care. They don't care about. They don't keep up with the news like the normal.
No. So, see, that's a difference, though. Because whether they keep up with the news in the offseason or not is irrelevant. When they go in that polling place, they still click the D.
Yeah, because they've heard something, or Reverend Al Sharpton showed up like 20 years ago and told them
he was fat.
Yeah, and told them it's your fault because Trump is president. And don't forget, in Elijah Cummings' district and all these poor districts, they probably do have Democrats in charge, and they go in there and they reinforce the idea that don't forget, you're in the position you're in because of a white guy.
And that's my point. If you live in one of those districts and you still fall for that, and you got to vote for the Democrats to protect you from the scary evil white man, but you're still poor and your whole family's poor, I don't feel bad for you anymore.
But is it their fault?
Yes.
You think it's their fault?
Here's who I exclude: the kids who can't even vote. Probably one of 1,000 kids born in these communities. It's not their fault. They didn't choose to be here. I don't blame them. And I don't blame the people who are too poor to get out of the situation. But like a lady who we're going to get to later, who the Baltimore GOP interviewed, who agrees that Elijah has failed. So kids who can't control it and people who can't get out of the situation but understand that Elijah sucks and they're going to vote against him. Those are the only two people who I exclude. But everyone else who walks around and tells you got to fight that evil white guy in the White House by voting for Elijah for the 1,000th time and you're still poor, no sympathy for you at all.
I don't know, man. I have to.
Where does it come?
I agree to a certain extent.
It's like if you take a gun, shoot yourself in the foot, and I want you to feel bad for me because I'm bleeding. Like, you do this to yourself.
Again, you had said that there's people that can't leave. I think you can. I think anybody can leave their situation.
Where's your sympathy for, again, not the kids, not the people who know it's bad but can't afford. What are the people who willingly are going to go and vote Democrat to protect them from the evil white
Yeah, those people I don't have sympathy for.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking
about. I have sympathy for the person that really just doesn't care about politics because everyone that they've ever, every leader, because you do have a segment of these.
I feel sympathy because you don't
hold
care.
on, wait, let me back the train up. So you have, in these hood communities, you got people there, right? That every single Democrat politician has lied to their face. There are some people that are so freaking turned off with the whole political system because they've only talked to Democrats. Because they've seen the same shyster like Elijah Cummings.
But this is like the old school mentality. It's not like the 20s where they ride through on a horse. You can Google things. Go to TalkRadio 1680 KGED Facebook page. There's two geniuses on there talking every single day. For crying out loud, there's information, and this is why I don't feel bad for them.
You sure? Because these poor communities don't get internet. Remember, they don't get broadband. Listen, that's one of the Democrats argued. Hey, listen, we got.
So the point I'm saying is, these people, if you have the ability to research and figure out the truth, but you still go the other way, there should be no sympathy for you. And that's why, in this new age of all this technology, the poorest people among us have high-speed internet and they have good phones. Smartphone.
That Obama phone, though, is pretty slow on the internet.
Don't ask me how someone who's a fry cook has a smartphone. They should barely be having a flip phone, if you ask me. Don't ask me how they're able to afford that, but somehow they are. And because of that, they have the ability to get on the internet. They have the ability to do all of these things, but you still vote for the Democrat? Like you're an idiot. You can't research anything. Like you're a slave that just got freed. I don't know how to read. I don't know how to do anything for myself, so I'm just going to keep doing this. You're a moron. And I don't feel bad that you're poor.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to find out. Listen, we're going to find out next November because, we're going to find out, what do these hood communities do? What do you
think? What do you think Trump? Because it was talked about earlier. You think Trump? What percentage? If you just had to throw it out there, Jeremy, you're the smart lawyer. What do you think he gets with the black community? 2020.
I have to go back and figure out what he got in 2016, and I would
be
able to.
He got the highest of any Republican.
Which was what? 12%.
Yeah.
12%.
It beat Mitt Romney's 5%.
Yeah, remember I have that reverend on, the conservative reverend that said, hey, look, all he's got to do is get 3 or 4 more percentage points, and 2020 is done with just the black vote.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that when I come back. Hey, we come back. Another reason why these communities are probably where they're at because they listen to people like Charlemagne the God.
Why are you so obsessed with this guy?
No, well, we're gonna have him on. He's been on the primetime news networks, and this guy also has a wide audience, probably in the hood. That's why we're going to talk about it. A lot.
And then are we going to get into? I want to get into the churchless reverend.
Yeah. Hey, Jarish, we don't have that much time left in our week-long coverage of 20-plus hours. I think we're coming up on hour 2. And trust me, you're going to get to everything you want to get to. 559-442-1680. You're listening to special coverage. We're pre-gaming, as the young kids say. We're pre-gaming.
We're getting lit, as the kids say.
Yeah, okay. We
Not
are.
just because the air conditioning's not working. It's hot as hell in here.
All right, we'll be right back here on the New Talk Radio. 1680 KGED special coverage of the debate starting now. All right, everybody, we're on break here. Appreciate you guys watching on local television station 32.3. Appreciate you guys on Facebook Live. Appreciate you watching on YouTube, Periscope, and all the other bajillion ones that we have here. Let's get to some of your comments here.
Hey, when you come.
All right.
Count us down and then straight to us.
All right, folks. Appreciate you guys watching on Facebook Live. Thank you to Nancy, Linda, Belinda, all of our top fans. Belinda, Yasmin, Joan,
Yeah, guys, it's time again.
Elaine, Nancy. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. We'll get to some of your comments in just a bit. That's not the cancer sugar. Hey, Woody, so do you mind helping her in a bit once you get us back on? I don't want her to fall. Did you taste it yet?
Yeah, he did it like
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. All right, so we come back. We're going to have Reverend Al Sharp. Where's Jesse Jackson? Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson. He's taking like.
Well, then take me to the American voter. Because the American voter, all of us, are any.
All right, Charlemagne the God coming up. All right, appreciate you guys. Let's go to Belinda. That is enabling the victims to continue their victimhood, not feeling sorry for them. So Belinda agrees with you.
So you're going straight to you. You got to turn it with gospel.
Gospel music?
Yeah, straight to you. Straight to you. We had to get you ready. We're talking about the church's reverend.
My My church doesn't do this.
Yeah, I know they don't.
Oh, that's why I'm off the beat. There we go.
There's a black church. You don't know nothing about this?
We got black churches in my church.
Oh, but you don't know. Your church isn't a black church. This is how they do it. This is why if you go to a black church, you lose 5 pounds every Sunday. It is a workout. This lady's like 1,000 years old, by the way. You see how much energy she has? Woo! All right, we have to get him ready for the church's reverend.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously, you got to go to a black church.
We have black churches in my church.
No,
I've been to a black church, Jairus.
Just because you have black people at your church doesn't count.
No.
You have to have.
So no, my Seventh-day Adventists, we have Latino churches, we have regular churches where everybody goes. I mean, it's not like the Mormons where they're like district
you guys
everybody.
Segregate yourselves?
We don't segregate ourselves, but there is like
That's what Joe Biden said. It's not segregation. The black kids just can't ride with the white.
Man, listen,
Joe Biden.
I got to talk to you about my college life. We had it was literally like that. It was like the white kids went to it was called. I'm dead serious.
Did you go to school in 1920?
No, I didn't go
to school.
Oh my god, my alma mater is gonna get pissed. But it was called Higher Ground. So like the white kids and the minorities, I guess, would go there. But then there was it was called BSCF, Black Students Christian Forum, right?
Yeah.
And that was lit. It was off the.
Black churches are lit.
Oh man, that's what I'm telling you. That's and by the way, when I ran for student body president,
wait, you were student body president?
2 years. I was the youngest. Yeah.
When?
I in my college.
Okay. Well, it beats me. I was student body president in elementary school.
Oh, no. Well, a grander scale. No, but I had the Black Latino vote. And around
Black Latino vote?
Yeah. And when I was running, I showed up at BSCF, the Black Christians Forum. I was in there, praising God.
Listen, man,
I'm
convinced.
I was like Reverend Al Sharp showing up when you needed the votes.
Show up in a suit.
It worked.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is how we get. For everyone wondered, how we get more people on board with Jesus Christ. Black churches. They might be a little weary when they first walk in there. 30 minutes in, if you're not dancing and clapping and having a great time, you don't have a pulse. Black churches, that's how we're going to bring this, as our very own Pastor Franklin says, that's how we're going to bring the city back to God. Black churches.
Yeah, so just out of curiosity, because we say it in passing, the churchless Reverend Al Sharpton, he literally has no church.
He has a church, but it's one of those
online churches?
Those are scams. But he has one of those. He has a church. Technically speaking, he has a church, but he's hardly.
What does that mean? Technically speaking,
there is a church that he owns. Problem is, he rarely doesn't speak there that much. He misses a lot of days. There's people who fill in for him. Basically, the vice pastor, or whatever you want to call it, the second in command. He's basically like the first in command. So it's one of those things where he just points to it and says, "That's my church," but he's hardly ever there, and he's usually fundraising for Democrat anti-God policies instead of being there Sunday mornings.
Let me ask you this question. So we're going to get to the churchless Reverend right now, Reverend Al Sharpton.
But we have to get to the Al Sharpton in training.
Oh, we do. Charlemagne the God. I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
Charlemagne the God is? He is Al Sharpton for the upcoming less religious group of people. Because they still need a black charlatan to tell them that they're basically just as worse off, if not more worse off than slaves. They still need that. But the guy coming around with the jerry curl and the perm and the $3,000 suit after he had his weight loss, that may not work too well with the up and coming, very skeptical of religious young people. So Charlemagne is like in 50 years when we're doing this show, we're gonna be like Charlemagne is he's the new Al Sharpton.
I doubt this guy's gone to church. Let's just be honest. I don't know if he's gonna be the new.
That's what I'm saying. No, he actually is good friends with T.D. Jakes, so he actually does. He claims to go to church. But,
oh, my bad. All right.
Yeah, but point is, he basically, and watch when you listen to him, he talks just like Al Sharpton, but this is for the young kids. Let's be honest. If you're 20-something years old, you're in college, you see Al Sharpton come on the TV, you're gonna laugh at his hair. That's pretty much it. Charlemagne the God, he's like Al Sharpton for the young people. He is.
All right, here we go. Here's Charlemagne the God talking about President Trump.
Hold on. So he calls himself the God. I already have a problem with him.
There we go.
Why does he call himself? No, why does he call
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, then take me to the American. Because the American voter, all of us, or anyone who tuned in or read a paper knows what the president said about Elijah Cummings on Saturday, Sunday, and now today. And the GOP has basically said nothing. So does that mean that this is not going to hurt the president in the polls?
Is it going to hurt the president in the polls?
Yeah, the GOP supports him because they know exactly what their voter cares about and what their voter wants.
Absolutely. And I think that, Republicans are just like, it benefits them. Like, they're doing whatever they have to do to stay in power.
Oh, my God. Stop it. So, wait. I hate this logic that Republicans and Trump will do and say anything to get elected. Democrats years ago sold America down the river to cater to illegals to stay in power. So can we stop acting like Democrats are just sitting there and they're like, no, we won't do anything crazy. We won't do anything rash because we love this country so much. But those evil Republicans are shady business people. They'll do whatever they have to make a quick buck. That's not the case. If you're in politics, you're already a tiny bit shady. Let's just be clear about that. I mean, where's this logic that the Democrats, they're the ones who hold back. They're not the extremists, but it's those Republicans that will do or say anything to win.
Well, what he had said there is
where does that even come from?
The president is doing everything he can to stay in power. Yeah. What about the Mueller investigation, right? What about Russia? I mean, let's be honest with you. The mainstream media and the Democrats did whatever they could to take him out of power. So, and if somehow this Twitter
war is... Are you really going to
is...
fault Trump for are we actually faulting him because he wants to stay in power? Because he likes America being economically prosperous? We're going to fault him for that he wants to stay in power? Who does this make sense to?
to people in the hood. All right, here we go. Here's Charlemagne.
And who's this goofy
Take
lady?
me to black voters, and I realize there's not one black vote, but...
Take us to black voters, Charlemagne, because you have no political experience at all. You just have a radio show that has tons of reach. With the and he doesn't. It's like a pilgrimage. Kamala Harris did it. Elizabeth Warren did it. I mean, this guy's like an expert apparently in political affairs, and he doesn't have any creds.
Black voters came out in droves to support Barack Obama. Less so for Hillary Clinton. You yourself have said that Hillary Clinton and other Democrats have taken the black vote for granted. Given what the president has done over the last 2 years, is that enough to get black voters motivated again to go out and vote for him in a big way?
I mean, if they know what I know, that they should. Because, if America is in danger, like, who you think is going to be impacted the most by whatever racist policies, whatever policies that oppress, whatever policies that marginalize, like, who's next to be in concentration camps in America? It's not going to be white people, I don't think. So if we know what's good for us, we will definitely go out there and vote. But I don't think it's anything
did
wrong
you hear
with making sure that the Democrats if America is in danger, like, who you think is going to be impacted the most by whatever racist policies, whatever policies that oppress, whatever policies that marginalize, like, who's next to be in concentration camps in America? It's not going to be white people, I don't think. So
concentration camps.
Can we
concentrate? So apparently,
what no one brings up. Can I just say this really quick?
Yeah.
Kim, I don't know if you know this, but there's only been one time in this country's history. Well, you can argue, but only been one time in this country's history where it was official policy from the top down that if you look a certain way, or if you have a certain origin, you need to be locked up and put in a camp. Mm-hmm. You do know that it was a Democrat that did that, right?
I would hope that people would know.
Or I would hope that people would know that it was actually a Democrat that did that, the Japanese internment camps. So if you are worried that an ideology can lead to throwing people in camps, shouldn't your prime suspect be the ideology that already has locked up and put people in camps just because of their race? Shouldn't that be the prime suspect?
According to this guy, it's only black people that are going to be...
By the way, he doesn't know anything. Like, and listen, here's the thing. I guarantee you he's a genius on other things. But that's a problem with politics, is everyone thinks they can be smart. Like, you don't need any cred. You don't need any degrees. If someone... all you need is your voice. I know you're very glad you don't need degrees. All you need is your voice. And you can just rattle off all this stuff. Nothing he's saying is true. And why does he look like he's like a deer in headlights also? What's wrong with him?
All right, here we go.
If we know what's good for us, we will definitely go out there and vote. But I don't think it's anything wrong with making sure that the Democrats have a black agenda. Like, we've been loyal to the Democrats for a long time. And what have Democrats really done for us in a real way? So I don't think there's anything wrong with, asking Democrats to have a specific black agenda. Don't hit us with the whole a rising tide lifts all boats, because we know black people's boat has a hole in it. So it doesn't rise with the rest of America.
Is he Maya Angelou?
Well, the future Reverend Al Sharpton right there.
He is, man. You can't do the slick, creepy preacher thing. That's not going to work with these new anti-religious kids. You got to go with some person like Charlemagne.
All right, Jay.
Now, when we come back, because we actually have the video of the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yeah, we do.
Calling out Donald Trump and Al Sharpton, there is a catch, of course, but Al Sharpton actually admits, this is the craziest part, Al Sharpton actually admits to being a troublemaker. Churchill's Reverend admits to being a troublemaker, but of course there's a catch. We'll get into that when we come back.
That's right. Guillermo Moreno, Jairus Jackson, filling in for John Machiko. That song can only mean one thing. Al Sharpton up next here on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Don't start nothing in here, man. I'll be...
Yeah, you're at church.
I'm telling you, man. Bringing back some...
Take me to church. So you said...
I wasn't able to make it this week, so I was...
You said we had the video?
I got the audio.
You said video. All right.
Sorry, Facebook people.
This was him at... So the guy with him was the former RNC guy?
Don't even get me started with Steele.
Yeah. I knew he had looked familiar.
So the RNC a few years ago put up a black guy who should be in charge of the Democrat Party just because he's black. Mm-hmm. And he's now on MSNBC all the time. So no, there it is right there.
Yeah, I do. This one? This one? This one?
Yes.
I am a troublemaker when it comes... Yeah. All right, there we go. Oh, sorry, my bad. All right, let's go out to Facebook. Appreciate you guys.
I think we got it when we come back. We got to hit him with the gospel music.
I love the gospel.
I love the music. Lit. Hey.
Reverend Sharpton, what is your message to President Trump this morning? Reverend Sharpton, what is your message to President Trump this morning?
Well, my message is that he should not continue to try and sell this racist behavior to try and make the country more divided for his own political gain. His attacks on Elijah Cummings and his district here is something that is absolutely abhorrible. First of all, part of Congressman Cummings' district is very stable. It is probably the most educated and economically mobile African-American district that we know in the Northeast, if not the country. But his...
All right, stop. Hold on. Wait, I want to get in on this. Hold on. Wait.
Because we were going to let that whole thing play and then
Chorus.
talk to you.
Wait, relax. Wait, we'll get you back.
Yo, you can't calm them down once they start up.
Hey, settle down. We only got 3 hours left up in this church. We got to get to some...
Oh, 3 hours. That's just the pre-show in the black church. It doesn't really start till after 3 hours. Now,
wait, did your church pastor say this? I'm looking at the time, but right now I ain't got no time for Jesus. He can wait, right? Oh, our pastors do that all the time. Like, hey, I cannot go on.
How long do your services run?
It's total from start to finish about 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's long. It's long.
That's surprising.
Nah,
3 hours.
Yeah.
You're up there with the Mormons almost, but you just ain't got nothing on the black folks. Now, we were gonna let that whole thing play and then talk after, but can you rewind it to the part to where he says that Elijah Cummings' district is the most
educated?
Really? Like,
yeah, you heard right.
So, like, elitists, like, nothing. Elijah Cummings, his district is one of the most educated in the entire country.
Yep.
And this is what I talked about during my show. This is black and liberal privilege. A Republican could never go on and make a claim so stupid and outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
But the host, I think her name like Haley Jackson or something. She's actually kind of cute. The host She does nothing. She says nothing. She just lets the comment that this poor hellhole district.
Yeah, Democrats can say whatever they want. All right, here we go. All right, so here's Reverend Al Sharpton here talking about the Elijah Cummings district, the most educated district.
An economically mobile African-American district that we know in the Northeast, if not the country. But his whole stereotyping of them is racist. And then for those of us to come and try and deal with the question of black home ownership, we had scheduled this conference a month ago. We had no idea that we'd be here the weekend that the president would attack Mr. Cummings. And then he's going to attack me as a troublemaker and a con man. Well, yeah, I am a troublemaker. I intend to make trouble every time racists and bigots move around in any way, shape, or form, including the president. And if he really, Holly, thought I was a con man, he'd be nominating me to his cabinet.
That's a good thing.
Hey,
listen.
I'll give him that one.
Give the devil his due. If Trump thought I was a con man, he'd be nominating me to his cabinet. That's a good dig. We got to give him that much at least.
Choir agrees. Choir agrees.
Guillermo is so in love with the black church choir. It's unbelievable.
I do like that. That's good.
If you go to a black church and you don't start shouting and clapping and hollering, you're dead. You don't have a vote.
I guess so.
That's the only explanation.
But listen, Reverend Al Sharpton fighting back. And the president's not dumb. He knew Reverend Al Sharpton was going to fight back. This goes back to what I'm telling you. The president's very calculated. He's going after Reverend Al Sharpton and Elijah Cummings because I think the president, like a lot of conservatives, that the issue of trying to get minorities to realize that conservatives care more about them and their success than the Democrats. That's been so hard for Republicans and conservatives to do on a small scale, like at your local Republican club. So the president is actually.
Every time I go to a Republican meeting, how do we connect with the black people?
Well, because you're black.
I don't know. Right. I don't know. I live next to white people. All right, my parents got good jobs. I live in a good neighborhood. I don't know how to connect to those people.
Same thing with me. They're like, Guillermo, how do we reach out to the Latino community? Oh, I never know you guys wanted to reach out. Let me just tell you right now. That's what I should do next time. Next time a conservative asks me that, I'm going to say, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I got the key. This is the one thing you guys got to do, and boom, you guys are in. Every single minority will vote for you.
They act like we're holding the answer for ransom.
Yeah,
like,
we're holding it back.
If you want the answer, you better give me 20 G's. We don't know. We try to avoid the people in the first place.
No. All right, let's get back to.
Are you not going to second that motion?
No, listen. I live in the hood, kind of. I live above the hood-ish, but.
You live in the high rise in the not best part of town, and the high rise looks like something out of a Washington. It's probably modeled after Nancy Pelosi's townhouse. It looks great on the inside, but when you go outside, there's feces and needles. But you've made that peace with yourself, and I'm happy for you.
Oh my gosh! All right, so Jairus, Reverend Al Sharpton here, the Twitter spat going back and forth.
Did you want to also play when Al Sharpton today basically accused the president of poisoning black people? Basically, yeah.
Like in Flint.
Pretty much, he's flinting black people is what you call it. Over there on the board, it's titled, Al Sharpton actually made the comment today that President Trump has a special venom. I love this. A special venom for black people. Do we have this?
Yeah, we do.
All right, here we go. This is Al Sharpton today. In addition to what he said there, this was earlier in the day, Al Sharpton saying that, of course, Trump's a racist. Of course, he's a bigot. Of course, he hates people. But when it comes to people with brown skin, he has a special hatred and a special venom for people with brown skin. Church's Reverend, go.
He attacks everybody. I know Donald Trump, he's not mature enough to take criticism. He can't help it.
Oh, stop it.
He's like a child. Somebody says something, he reacts.
Okay, so Trump is not smart enough to take criticism. Is this not the same guy that every time you bring up anything from his waistline to his taxes, he calls you a racist?
Yep.
You're a racist if you criticize. Oh, but Trump's the one that can't take criticism? If you criticize anything Al Sharpton does, you're a racist. You're a bigot. You're a member of the KKK. But it's Trump that can't take criticism. All right.
Thin-skinned and not really matured that well. But he has a particular venom for blacks and people of color.
See, Trump, so he's an evil guy. He has venom for everyone.
Yeah.
But if they have dark skin, it's a special venom. Special. It's like, what was that guy who killed all those black people in Jamaica with the little Kool-Aid? What was his name?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, that guy.
Reverend Al Sharpton here. This is perfect timing when you think about it. Because the Democrat debate is round one is tomorrow night. All right, that who's on number one? Who's on tonight or tomorrow night round one?
So tomorrow night we've got the rundown. Tam Ryan, Amy Klobuchar, Buttman Buttigieg, myself, Bernie Sanders. I'm going up against Elizabeth Warren. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, John Hickenlooper, John Donnelly, Stephen Bullock. Now, he took the place of Swally, Eric Swalwell. That's why he's in the race.
And the author!
The high Jew, Marianne Williamson, which we actually have a story about Marianne Williamson. I don't know if you want to get to it. But
let's get to it in the next hour.
Right,
oh, my gosh. So tomorrow night, the race card is going to be brought out, and the Democrats are the only ones that can own the race card. That's their card. They're the only ones that can say what is racist and what is not racist.
Yep.
They're the only ones that can do that. So tomorrow night and Wednesday night on full display, Jairus, will be the fact that President Trump is so horrible, so racist. My only question is, who's going to take it the furthest? I mean, who's going to make that? Because listen, they're mini speeches. Yeah. They're really mini speeches, and they're going to be fighting and interrupting. Someone's got to say something that's so outrageous that you get all the cameras on you, everyone talking about you. So I'm curious.
Everyone wants that Castro moment, man.
They do. So who's going to be the worst? What do you think? I think this is what they're going to do. They're going to say that President Trump is Hitler. And everybody, all the conservatives, I'm curious if anyone's going to take it that far and do a deplorable line like Hillary Clinton did, where all conservatives are racist. I'm just curious, because that's going to get you the prime time.
And here's the thing, and that's a good point. If you're a Democrat in this country, you don't just want to beat Trump, you want to hurt the people who like him too. Yeah. It's not just a matter of let's get him out the White House. No. We want to hurt all those racists with those red MAGA hats. And when you get behind a pickup truck and it's got Trump 2020, they want to hurt those people. And in some cases, Antifa, physically hurt those people. So that's the true fact of the matter. Where it goes tomorrow, I don't know. Like I said, we were talking about this. Cory Booker is planning on attacking Joe Biden as the architect of mass incarceration. He's trying to have a Kamala Harris moment, but Cory Booker's a beta male. Kamala Harris is more strong and fierce. Kamala Harris has more stamina and more testosterone than Bootleg Obama.
Well, I'll tell you what, it all kicks off tomorrow. We'll be doing debate coverage beginning at 2 p.m., the only radio station that's going to do 4 to 5 hours of debate coverage starting tomorrow and Wednesday. Second hour coming up.
Let me clean this up.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys watching and tuning in here on local station 32.3 and on Facebook Live. We'll get to you guys' comments. We're going to have Kevin Cookingham, who is a congressional candidate running as a Republican against an establishment Democrat. So he's going to be on at the top of the hour. He's going to be sitting with me in just a few seconds. And so that's who you see coming into the frame in just a few seconds. So appreciate you guys. We're going to set up. You're not going to want to go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll get your phone calls as well. I appreciate you guys waiting. I know Jeff, Sheila, you guys have been waiting for about, I know Jeff has been waiting for about an hour. So we'll go ahead and take you guys somewhere in the 5 o'clock hour. Stay tuned. Much more to come here on our pre-gaming of the debate.
I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast, and now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
A country rap.
This is Talk Radio 1680 KGED Fresno. I'm Skip Essick with the top stories in Fresno today. A man was fatally struck as he pushed a wheelchair near a Fresno intersection. The Fresno Unified Board president says trustees fear tactics, threats, and intimidation will not be tolerated. KGED weather clear tonight, low 69, tomorrow sunny with a high of 98. Time now for California news exclusively on Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
The motive still isn't known, but police have identified the 19-year-old gunman who shot and killed 3 people Sunday at the Gilroy Garlic Festival before being shot and killed by police. Here's correspondent Alex Stone.
We now know Santino Ligon comes from a well-known family in this agricultural town. His father is a celebrated runner who is one of the world's fastest among middle-aged men. His grandfather was a county supervisor.
Governor Newsom meeting Monday with the families of some of the shooting victims, later blaming the White House and Republican lawmakers for not passing meaningful gun legislation, adding the lives of the survivors have been changed forever. 2 Mill Valley teens remain in custody in Rome, accused of stabbing a police officer to death. Officers say the 2 were involved in a botched cocaine deal and also assaulted a man and stole his backpack. Unions for Kaiser Permanente are taking a strike vote today in Oakland. Contract talks broke off July 12th. Jeff Munn, California Headline News.
You're home after a long day, preparing dinner when...
Ew! What's that? It smells like rotten eggs.
That might be a natural gas leak.
It can't be. We don't have any natural gas appliances.
Even if you don't use natural gas, that rotten egg odor could be a sign of a leak in your neighborhood. Because gas lines can be buried anywhere.
Shut up.
No, speak up. If you ever suspect a leak, leave immediately and call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Thanks, deep voice narrator.
You're very welcome.
Orangutans. They're beautiful, playful, and majestic. And disappearing. Every day, as many as 20 orangutans vanish. They starve to death when their homes are destroyed, or are killed when they stray into villages in search of food.
Circus rolls into the Motor City. It's the second Democratic primary debate live from Detroit. And now, 3 guys who are smarter than all 20 candidates combined. Guillermo Moreno, Jairus Jackson, and John Machico on the Central Valley's home for all things campaign 2020. Talk Radio 1680, KGED.
Welcome back to a pregame. We're pregaming our election coverage. Well, I want election coverage. Look at me. I already want November to come, and that is because I have a candidate in studio. He's running for the 16th Congressional District here in California, Kevin Cookingham. I got it right?
You got it right, just like you're cooking ham.
Cookingham. That's
you got it.
You gotta remember, your campaign sign's going to have like a ham and you're cooking ham?
We probably should, because we need some sort of device where they remember the name.
That's not, so it's like you're cooking ham.
Absolutely.
All right, Kevin Cookingham in studio here with me. He's running for the District 16th Congressional District here, and it's held by a lifer.
Yes.
It's held by one of those Democrats that just don't want to leave.
Right. He's been in politics since 1978. I graduated from high school in 76, so he started in 78 in the Assembly and has been in the basically Congress since 2004. So he's been around a long time, about 41 years.
Now this seat is going to get some extra attention, District 16, because he might be primaried with, well, and you know this, the liberal, but the progressive ultra left wing of the party, and their leader AOC Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is kind of nudging Esmeralda Soria to run as a progressive candidate. So it might be you, an establishment Democrat, and an AOC type of candidate, right? How are you going to differentiate? Because look, let's just be honest. The seat is primarily blue.
Right.
It's primarily blue. You're going to have an establishment candidate. You're going to have a progressive candidate. How do you come in and make headway?
Yeah. First of all, I don't know if you know this, but there's also another candidate on the Democrat side from Merced.
I know there's another candidate. I don't know who it is.
So there are actually 3 right now running on the Democrat side. I'm the only Republican at this time running for that 16th congressional seat. But I think one of the things I have to communicate to people is how far left these people have gone. If you look at just watching the debates, we know. Oh, my word. Yeah. I mean, just totally far left. When did you ever think that in the United States of America, they'd be blocking votes to protect the lives of born babies that an abortionist failed to kill? They're born, and literally they're blocking debates on protecting those babies. I never thought in my life that in America people would talk about taking infanticide.
Yeah.
And so I think there are so many people that believe the leadership, not the everyday Democrats. I have so many Democrat friends, they absolutely do not agree with what's going on with the leadership. And I sat next to a lady the other day. I was at a fundraiser for a cancer a friend of mine that has cancer, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm running for Congress, 16th district." And she goes, "As what?" And I said, "Well, as a conservative."
And she's a Democrat?
And she's a Democrat. And she said, "I want to tell you, my whole life I voted Democrat. I will never vote Democrat again. They have gone absolutely so far left, they do not represent who I am anymore."
And that's a good point. I mean, and I think, a lot of deep blue congressional districts, I think you're right. We have to find a Republican candidate and someone like you that says, I'm going all in. Man, I don't care who's in this race. I'm going all in. I'm going to put everything forward because we can pick up some Democrats, right? In 2020,
absolutely.
We can pick up the Democrats because of what you just said. Yeah. The liberals are just going off the deep end.
Yeah. The 16th district has 58% Hispanic, 58%. These are people that are hardworking people, that are pro-life people, that are pro-family people, everything that the leadership is moving away from.
Yeah.
And there's...
but how do you... that's a good point, but how do you differentiate? Because, I mean, if it's high numbers of Latinos, I'm guessing some of the strategy from the left is going to be, hey, he's a Republican, he's the party of Trump, he's anti-immigrant. So what are you going to do with? Because you're right as far as they're very family-oriented, pro-life. But how are you going to message differently, or how are you going to reach out to the Latinos?
Well, I think it's very interesting. As a matter of fact, I go out and talk to a lot of different people that have come from other countries. In fact, when I was at Clovis Adult School as a principal, my favorite classes to go in were the ESL classes. Uh-huh. And you could go into an ESL class and you could talk to sometimes people from 15 different countries in one class. And it's all in the messaging. I don't know too many people that absolutely believe that, oh yeah, just open up all the borders. They know that would destroy this country. You can't have millions of people coming in across the borders who we don't know who they are and have a welfare system here. You just can't. And most people understand that. I met with 2 ladies, maybe a couple months ago. Both of them I found jobs for, actually. They're legal, here legally from Mexico. And one of them I hired at Clovis Adult. The other one I called the person that's hiring in special ed. I said, "You're nuts if you don't hire this lady because she's amazing." And so I met with them. I said, "I just want to know where you're coming from on this." And we went through topic after topic after topic. And I was going, wow. They agree with me on everything. Yeah. And so I think it's all on the messaging and how you do the messaging. So let me just give you a quick example. How we say things can really impact. So I had a dermatologist, and she was just no bedside manner. She just didn't do it. I mean, she goes, "The highway to hell is, got good intentions, when you said you didn't put on sunscreen." But she told you the truth. Get your life in gear. And I bet she saved lives because she was straight up with people. Now, she didn't have great bedside manner. She didn't have the best way to say it, but she was speaking truth. And so I think if I can speak truth to people in a rational way and an understanding way, I believe that we're going to win over a lot of that 58% because the left has gone so far left.
They have. Kevin Cookingham in studio. He is a candidate for District 16 Congress, congressional candidate, Republican, going up against Jim Costa and AOC's pick Esmeralda Soria. Even though we know that's the case. I mean, she hasn't come to town or anything for it, but we can kind of see the background. But Kevin, what is your experience and what have you done?
Yeah, so
granted, like a lot of politicians don't have a lot of experience, except the conservative ones are the ones that normally have had a job and signed both sides of a check.
Right. So let me make a comment about this. I think the best people to get into politics right now are people that are not politicians.
Yeah.
Because they have new ideas, they have new thoughts of doing things, and I believe that's one thing that makes me a better candidate than some people. So some of the things I've done, I spent 5 years as the director of the Campus Life Division of Youth for Christ in downtown Fresno off of San Pablo and Divisadero. We organized programs throughout the inner city as well as outside programs all the way to Coalinga and through Madera and Fresno counties. I spent 25 years working with Clovis Unified, most of those years in administration. Finished my time in Clovis Unified with 7 years as the principal of Clovis Adult and Clovis Online Schools. Both schools grew tremendously. They were very financially successful in having excess so that we can hopefully upgrade our facilities and so forth. They both were turned over to excellent leaders when I left. So 25 years there. And then also 5 years at Hume Lake Christian Camps as the director of programs. With Hume Lake Christian Camps, we have about 48,000 campers a year, and we set up camps all over the world.
So you have that real world administrative experience in public education, but you also have a Christian focus as well. So
absolutely.
You're going to be obviously a big, you'd have a big Christian influence in anything that you would do in D.C.
I hope so. Not just D.C. I hope so in California. And I hope so in this valley in 16th District because there's a lot of stuff coming down the road that is extremely concerning.
You're a candidate.
Yes.
Obviously. And tomorrow night, we're going to see a bunch of them. And Wednesday, Democrat candidates. Well, and then obviously on the presidential stage, but what do you think? I mean, you did you watch the debates?
I was able to watch one of the last ones for about 20 minutes, and I couldn't take it anymore. I literally turned it off.
You could. Were you working with one of them? I mean, let's just say great night for you. You win. Yeah. You're a new congressman, and then bad night for Republicans. And I don't know. You have Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders. You could be working with any of these circus clowns. What do you? What's your? Yeah,
it's very concerning to me. You got to find some common ground because you do have to work across the aisle. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I don't know if you know that Jim just sought out the endorsement of Kamala Harris.
Yes,
and
I'm
she
aware.
did endorse him, and I just thought, wow, that's one of the last people I'd want to endorse me because she doesn't represent who we are in this valley. And so you're right. I think they're going to just see who can go the farthest left. Who can slander the right the most?
Yeah.
And they have defined the right. I saw a quote the other day from somebody I know, and she said, Trump is evil, and therefore if anybody that would support him is evil. So they're defining people as evil that would do anything like that. And I just thought, wow.
What if someone asked you, what would you say?
If somebody asked me what?
Yeah. Do you support Trump?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Why would I not support a person that has brought down, and the
reason why I'm asking is because I remember being a part of local politics. I mean, some Republicans were like, I don't want to be on the same card as President Trump at the top. The mailers.
Well, that's because they don't like the way he says things. Just like that dermatologist I told you about. They don't like the way
bedside manners.
Where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Well, they don't like the way he says things. But I'm telling you something, and you've heard this before, that if he's a racist, he's the worst racist in the world. Because, he does everything he can for people of color. He signed the prison reform law. He has got the black, Hispanic. It doesn't matter. The unemployment rate is at the lowest rate it's ever been in recorded history. He is helping more people than Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, or any of those guys have done in their lifetime.
Yeah, he's a bad racist.
Yeah, he's the worst racist in the world.
Kevin Cookingham, he's running for Congress in District 16 against Jim Costa. We've got a lot of time before then, so we'll definitely have you back when it's not debate week. And then we can go in length. But I like it.
I love that.
Kevin, like you're cooking ham.
That's
Kevin
right.
Cookingham.
Yep.
I like that. That's gonna stick. It's stuck already with me.
Good.
All right, Kev. Where can more individuals get involved with your campaign? It takes money, folks. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You might not do it, but I'll be the money guy. Listen, to run a congressional race. You want to beat the Democrats and progressives. It's going to take money. Where can people go?
So Jim Costa, he's already raised $400,000. You can go to my website, cookinghamforcongress.com, and you can donate on the site.
Awesome. Kevin Cookingham. We come back. Jairus Lee joins me back in studio. We're going to talk about debate week tomorrow night and Wednesday. We'll be doing special coverage from 2 to 8. So you're not going to want to miss it here on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Crazy things are going on in the world right now, like owning funding 15-year fixed refis at 2.99 rate and APR. Yes, you heard correctly, 2.99 rate and APR with no fees of any kind. Needless to say, people are going to owning.com for this free closer rate and APR like mad. In fact, if you have both a real estate and mortgage license, we may want to hire you. Look, money is so dirt cheap, most folks are taking cash out of their equity to do just about anything, including sticking it into their bank accounts, just to have it there. Wouldn't you be crazy not to go to owning.com and grab 2.99 APR, no closing costs, no BS, no nonsense money while it's out there? Call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com to not miss these monthly savings. 855-5-OWNING.
This is a court-ordered notice. Current and former Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury owners or lessees can receive payments and other benefits from a legal settlement related to allegedly defective Takata airbags in their vehicles. To see if your vehicle is included and to file a claim, go to autoairbagsettlement.com or call 1-888-735-5596. That's autoairbagsettlement.com or 1-888-735-5596.
This is a national healthcare alert from the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one has diabetes, listen closely. Now, regardless of your age, if you have insurance, you may qualify to receive diabetic testing supplies with little to no out-of-pocket cost. Get free delivery, free information, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers for free. Call the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline now for details. Toll free at this number. But wait, there's more. If you call right now, you could get a meter upgrade. In addition, we'll give you a free pair of diabetic socks as our special gift to you. Regardless of your age, if you suffer with diabetes and have insurance, you may qualify to get free delivery of your supplies.
800-439-7...
Hey, it's your money. Several times a year, the National Association for Business Economics creates a fiscal forecast for the months ahead. The latest, out today, could be described as mostly sunny.
Economists are expecting GDP growth to continue at a good 2% pace over the coming year.
NABE's Frank Notaf says that's the sunny end. Here are the clouds.
The expectation for economic growth is a little bit weaker, a little bit slower than it was 3 months ago when we held our last survey.
One reason, continued worries about the effects that trade tensions and tariffs could have on the economy. Daria Albinger, ABC News.
It's the second Democratic primary debate live from Detroit, Michigan. And now here's Guillermo Moreno, Jairus Jackson, and John Machico on the Central Valley's home for all things Campaign 2020, Talk Radio 1680, KGED.
That's right. Tomorrow night it kicks off. The Democrats are in the Motor City, Detroit.
Circus goes to the Motor City.
Circus goes to the Motor. The Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus goes to the Motor.
I don't want to get sued, so don't say that. Just say they don't own Circus, but they do own that. Tell them who's going to be in there. What circus freaks we got tomorrow?
559-442-1680. So it's going to be Tim Ryan, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, John Hickenlooper, John Delaney, Steve Bullock, Marianne Williamson, the author herself. And I'm telling you, I can let you know right now what everyone's going to talk about. Race. And what a big racist President Trump is, and conservatives by virtue, and all the ills that have plagued black communities for centuries, all because of President Trump's presidency. That's exactly what's going to happen tomorrow night.
Jeremy, I don't know if you know this, but life for minorities was perfect before Trump got elected.
During Obama?
Oh,
woo!
Perfect.
Man, everybody had a job.
Everyone was rich like Tyler Perry. It was amazing. It was amazing for minorities when Obama was in there, right?
Exactly. That's going to be the...
I mean, there's no data to back that up, but that's just what they say.
Yeah, that's going to be their pitch.
Now, Gabriel, how about we take it to the people? All right, I'm tired of hearing of us. And
all right,
we don't live in Elijah Cummings' terrible Baltimore district. This is very excited to play this piece of audio. This is, what's her name one more time? Kimberly
Kleck.
Kimberly Kleck. She's on the board of the Baltimore County GOP, which I had no idea that we even had a GOP out there in Baltimore. God bless them. They're probably struggling as much as the Fresno one. But the Baltimore County GOP, she went out and started asking random residents how they feel about Elijah Cummings. Again, these people live in Elijah Cummings districts. They are suffering under his regime daily. And here's what one lady, who really, if you're not on Breitbart or you listen to conservative talk, you don't know who this lady is. CNN's not going to play her. MSNBC's not going to play her. We're going to play her, one of Elijah Cummings' constituents on his tenure so far being a representative.
So, Michelle, thank you so much for your testimony. It went across on Fox News, but I have to ask you, CNN, especially host Victor Blackwell, he's saying that Trump is racist for calling out Representative Elijah Cummings for the way his district looks and just for pointing it out, basically. Do you agree?
Trump is not racist, not to my knowledge. I'm glad that he pointed it out. I'm glad that he put him on blast because people in West Baltimore have been putting Elijah Cummings on him on blast for years. Ever since he's been in office, he never did anything for us, like I said. If he's supposed to be from this neighborhood, like I said, supposed to be, the rats just didn't come. These houses just didn't get tore down. They've been like this. If he would take the time out to come over here and see how things are, maybe he'd be better at his job. Thank you.
Thank you. Sassy.
Wow.
Yes. So, Guillermo, despite what the mainstream media would have you believe...
So that was a resident of Baltimore.
That's not two guys who live in Fresno talking about... That's someone who has lived under Elijah Cummings. And you know what's funny? We didn't have time to play all of it. But even earlier in that, she talks about that practically her whole life, her whole adult life, basically. Ever since she's had her kids, they've lived under Elijah Cummings. And before Elijah Cummings, it was more people just like him. And she said it really doesn't matter who it is. You get the same results. Doesn't matter what type of Democrat it is. You get the exact same results. That's what she said earlier. And listen, you're never going to see her on CNN. CNN's not interested in hearing her side of the story. They want you to think that everyone...
Well, no.
And you know what's funny? Everyone who they highlight, everyone who they highlight doesn't actually live in the district. Shouldn't she get priority? She actually lives in the district. But no, they're going to bring on Charlamagne the God. They're going to bring on Bernie Sanders. They're going to bring on all these people who wouldn't drive through that district with an armored military vehicle. They're going to bring them on to talk about the district. What about that lady who lives in the district? I hear nothing of her. I see nothing of her.
Jairus, right now you think CNN should be doing town halls in the district. They're town hall happy. Why not? Go to Baltimore. Get residents like her.
Shot.
And they don't want the truth coming out.
If they did a town hall, they'd throw her out the damn building. They would see her coming a mile away. Nope. They wouldn't let her in.
Nope. Well, let me tell you this. You know, CNN, they're doing, have you seen their coverage? They're right outside of the theater.
They've been out there since Saturday, which is hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. It's like the Super Bowl. It literally is their Super Bowl.
I told you, Tom Perez, DNC chair, and Democrats in general, they're scared. There's a real chance. And I don't think it's going to happen. It's debate night. There's a lot around it. Apparently, bootleg Obama's going to try to attack Joe Biden, Kamala Harris 2.0. I don't think it's going to happen. But Nickelodeon has beat CNN in ratings. There's a chance SpongeBob could beat the Democrat debate last night.
Bring SpongeBob. Let him, get him on the camera.
SpongeBob and Gary.
Yeah.
Listen, you might have a cartoon beat the Democrat debate. It happens on regular occasion that Nickelodeon beats CNN in the ratings.
I wouldn't be surprised if they take a question from like a cartoon character. Have you seen? No, remember, I mean, CNN has this. They have taken questions from like a Facebook. Remember they for the 2016 presidential debates, they took like a Facebook question.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be too out of character for them to literally take a character and be like, hey, This next question comes from Bob SpongeBob SquarePants.
And because SpongeBob lives, first of all,
Hannah Montana is asking the next question.
First of all, he's not real, but because in his show he lives under the sea, he'd bring him on to ask a question about climate change.
Oh, for sure.
And now an expert on warming seas, SpongeBob and Patrick.
These patty burgers are getting more Krabby Patties. I don't watch it. These Krabby Patties are getting really hard to come by.
That's how it would work.
So Nickelodeon beats them.
Oh yeah, on a regular, not every night, but it is not surprising. For every now and then, in certain hours and certain demographics, Nickelodeon beats CNN in the ratings.
I got the key. I got the key to make a great debate. All right, here's number one. What you do is you bring back Barry Obama. You let Barack Obama moderate. Everybody would tune into that, and you literally let them all.
You let Obama? That's not gonna. You let Obama?
No, this is ratings. If anybody wants ratings, I'll tell you how to get ratings.
Bring back Obama?
No, you got to listen. And this is another conversation we have to have. How the DNC and how these cable networks like CNN, MSNBC, Univision, the way they're doing these debates is just it's hurting the Democrat Party, and it's hurting it's hurting every single candidate. Yeah, all of America wants to hear from 20 people, half of whom you wouldn't even recognize if they were walking next to you on the street.
That's a good point.
Kamala Harris, Candace Owens and Kamala Harris were at the airport at the same time. Did you see that?
No, what happened?
They were at the airport at the same time, and Candace Owens had more people around her.
Really?
Yeah, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, unless it's Photoshop. I mean, you can Photoshop anything these days. But what I'm telling you is we got to get to it. Our lines are packed, so we got to get some of these calls. We got the theme music ready. We're going to try to get to 3 calls in about like 6-ish minutes. All right, let's go with our first phone call, and then Jeff, and then Sheila. Let's go to Pete, the OG.
If you smell what the OG is cooking.
The only caller that has his own theme music.
Why doesn't anyone else ask you to do this? This is so great. None of your other callers.
We should. All right, Sheila and Jeff, if you guys want your own theme music, let us know.
Email us at the station.
It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be appropriate. It's got to be less than like 6 seconds. All right, Pete the OG, go.
I got to give my love to Donald Trump.
So that means you're a racist.
He telegraphs what he does.
Yep.
So what did he do? What did he do this weekend? He stole the media thunder. So he started out with because he knew the presidential debates were going to come. AOC +3, take a whip at them. Hits Elijah Cummings in Baltimore, and then the Supreme Court wall. All in like literally 4 days, and having the media having to cover all that.
Last week was a great week.
Frenzy.
You know what, OG Pete here, you bring up a very good point. Everybody was talking about the 4, right? The 4 congresswomen.
Including you.
Including me. The moment, come on, we talk about the news. The moment President Trump decides, you know what, I want to change literally the direction of the American media, let me just send out this little tweet. Boom. Everybody is like, it's like a dog that's in the park, right? You see a squirrel, it's like, squirrel, let me go over here. I mean, the president has literally dictated media and media coverage. You're right.
You've seen the memes of Donald Trump with a laser pointer, and Cat says Donald Trump doing tweets is like a cat chasing a laser pointer. They're all over the place. So This is all making them own their own policies, right? So now what comes out is how rat-infested Baltimore is, the $1.8 billion. Here's where I'm going to tell you where Donald Trump is going to own this, because he already knows they're pivoting because of what the tragedy in Gilroy has become a gun control debate, et cetera, et cetera. But we just had a gun problem in the state of California, which has the strictest laws, period. So criminals aren't supposed to do what he just did, right? But what ends up happening is now they're going to have to own all the Chicago murders, all the Baltimore murders, all the shootings in nightclubs and so forth that all deal with Democrat voters. So at the end of the day, it's going to fail again. And what I'm seeing him setting them up for is them having to answer questions on why their policies suck day in and day out.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Pete, man, I appreciate your phone call. Thank you, man. Let's go out to Sheila in Louisiana. Sheila!
Hey, Jairus and John, how are you doing?
Not even going to try for a name that starts with a G.
That's all right. That's all right, Sheila. I guess I haven't made an impression on Sheila's life.
I think being called John
That's okay.
Machiko,
John Machiko. That's not a bad thing.
He's a great man.
He is a great man. This is Guillermo, Sheila, not John.
You're okay.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
I was going to tell Jared that he's right. People need to go to a black church and listen to it.
Listen,
when I was a little girl, I saw my father was taking us down through by a lake, and they were out there baptizing people, and I thought they were angels, and I said, I want to see them. And they took me down there, and it was a black church, and they were baptizing their people and the preacher, and I loved it. I almost walked out to him, and my mother wouldn't let me do it. She says, they might get angry with you if you do that.
No,
but I don't think that they would have.
No, they wouldn't have. I'm telling you, because here's the thing. People like to complain that church is boring. If you go to a black church, now, it may be a little too long, but you cannot argue that it is boring. There are black churches that get more lit than nightclubs.
Oh, give me a break.
There are black churches that get more lit than nightclubs, Guillermo. Take it to the bank.
We were riding motorcycles, and we were in the Christian motorcycle group, and we went to some black churches, and they were wonderful.
Yeah. Guillermo?
I've seen it all.
All right, Sheila.
Sheila, here's the thing. Every time you call in, it's something else that you know. What don't you know, Sheila? Your husband can fix everything. You're great. I mean, one of these days, if we ever, for some reason, we want to travel the country during this election, if we ever go to Louisiana, any part of it, Sheila, we got to meet you.
You better call me.
You better call me. We will. Don't worry.
All right, Sheila.
I love you guys.
We
love you too.
We love you. John here loves you too. All right.
I'll go to John's church if he'll tell me what he is.
Tell me what he is.
All right.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
He'll tell me what he is.
All right.
What is he? That's the question.
Jarrett and John here now. All right. That's all right.
Did she say I was right or white?
Clearly not white. Okay. Clearly not white. Listen, this is a very good point right here. This is being sent to me here. Nothing in Baltimore gets national attention until Trump tweets about it.
Well, no one cares about it until Trump tweets about it.
Yeah, I mean, but now listen, and the OGP was talking about it too. He said, "Hey, look, man, now," and I said this in the beginning. Everyone's talking about Baltimore. Everyone's talking about these neighborhoods that have black dominated, not only black but Democrat dominated leadership. I mean, it's they start. We listen, and we see it here in California. The liberal cities are just the ones that are going to pot.
Yeah,
literally too. Literally
yeah.
Turning to weed as well. The president is such a racist that apparently he has Ben Carson in charge of HUD, right?
Well, HUD should be abolished anyway. But if you kind of gonna put someone in charge, I guess they got to be black. That's kind of just a rite of passage. So.
Yeah, so Ben Carson here, and we'll get it up here. Ben Carson has done a fabulous job, and I don't know why.
Because Ben's like me, we don't feel the need to come out here just because we're black, right?
Well, no, but I mean, this is, I get it.
We don't feel the need.
I get it, but I mean, the president could really come out and say, hey, Ben Carson, get out there.
Whenever people say Trump,
help me.
Whenever Trump, help me. Help a brother out.
Well, no,
whenever you hear someone say, "Oh, Trump's a racist," Trump hates Mexicans, all right? Or the thing that they misquote all the time: Trump said all Mexicans coming across are rapists. Okay, he didn't say that, but still, you don't feel the need as a Mexican to denounce that. You feel the need, first of all, as someone who values the truth and someone who supports the president. It's got nothing to do with you being a Mexican.
That's very true.
It's the same thing with this.
So here's Ben Carson. Here's Tucker Carlson asking him about the issue with President Trump and Elijah Cummings.
So you've spent a good chunk of your life in Baltimore. It's a sad city. I think it's a city with a lot of promise. What does it need, do you think?
Well, first of all, as a pediatric neurosurgeon, I spent many hours, sometimes operating all night long, trying to give children of Baltimore and other places around the world a second chance at life. And usually we were successful, but a few days later I was in a horrible dilemma, because some of those kids had to go back into homes in East Baltimore that were...
Well, Ben, relax. You're going to be called a racist.
You're kind of sounding like a white supremacist, Ben.
Dr. Carson, settle down.
Infested with rats and roaches and
he's
ticks
done.
and mold and lead and violence. And I didn't want to send them back. Sometimes I would even consider, extra tests so they could stay in the hospital an extra day or two. But now, fortunately, God's given me an opportunity to do something about it.
You didn't want to send these
that's one of the reasons I'm delighted to be in this administration. While I was there, I worked on a lot of issues with many politicians.
Let me just say something, Jairus, because he's echoing something that I've seen firsthand, and no, I haven't operated on anybody.
I was going to claim he's a doctor.
No,
too.
I'm gonna give me a break. I am, but my juris doctor, not my MD. I was horrible at math. But no,
because it's racist.
Ben Carson makes a very good point there. He's like, look, I knew the conditions it was in. It was bad, and I wouldn't want to send these kids back home in these kind of conditions. The reality is, you got a city there, and you got a lot of cities around America that are.
Listen, there's some Baltimore traits that can fit Fresno, man. We're not trying to say that just to be funny.
Exactly,
yeah.
And I think as conservatives, we struggle how to paint this picture. No pun intended from what the painting of the picture of the impeachment that they tried to do last week. But we do struggle in painting this picture of like, hey guys. You guys got to realize you guys keep sending the same people back to City Hall. You keep sending the same people back to school board. You keep sending the same people back to your state house. You keep sending the same people to Congress.
California, we keep sending Dinosaur Feinstein back.
Exactly.
And she built the Capitol building. She was the only female worker on the Capitol building. Oh my gosh.
But no, Ben Carson is making a lot of sense here. And like he says, a black guy in the Trump administration, and he's like, hey, listen, man, I'm working on it. I mean, he is the secretary of HUD. I mean, he's the one that's going in there trying to figure this out. And that just goes to, this is no easy solution, Jairus. I mean, you can't just turn on the success switch and boom, everything changes.
Including Elijah Cummings, particularly in terms of childhood education and improving the life for the people. I don't think Elijah Cummings is a bad person. I think he actually is working hard to try to help people. And I certainly don't think President Trump is a bad person. He's working very hard. And in fact, I asked him today, would you be willing to work with Elijah Cummings to bring some relief to the people of Baltimore? He said he would be happy to. But in the meantime, it's going to continue.
Stop it right there.
Hold on. Can I
you go first.
I got to disagree with Ben. Love him to death. He was my first VP pick. Not VP pick. He actually was a VP pick.
You mean Carly Fiorina wasn't your VP?
But he also,
moving on.
He also was, I wanted him to be president. I supported him. But guys, I don't think Elijah Cummings, he alluded to there that he does work for the people, or that he wants the best for the people. I don't think so. Again, we've read the statistics.
Poor Ben just doesn't want to be called a racist, so that's why he's got to agree. He's a nice guy. He's a great guy.
He already said they live in the rat-infested stuff, and he works in the Trump administration, so he's already a coon and all that stuff. But can we say coon? We just said it 2 times. Who gives a damn? But the point is, it's crazy to think. I don't think Elijah Cummings does want the best for his district. All he talks about is Russia. All he talks about is stuff that people in his district don't care about. So
he said
you might be right. Ben Carson might just be trying to be Mr. Nice Guy.
He is.
And he is very nice. So God bless Ben Carson for that. But no, Elijah Cummings does not care about the people in his district.
He does not.
Not when he spends all his time talking about Russia, and the majority of high schools in his district aren't even proficient in math. If you want to talk about Russia, you don't care about your district.
Here's what he said. He talked to the president and said, hey, would you be willing to work with Elijah Cummings? What did the president say? Yeah, I would. Yeah. But here's the reality. Elijah Cummings doesn't want to work with Trump.
But let's be clear. If Nancy asked Elijah that, you think he would say yes?
No.
She wouldn't allow him to say yes.
No, they don't care.
The same again, this is why for the Democrats. And if you're one of those moderate, suburban mom voters, just think about this. Democrats, they refuse to do anything that they could get common ground with Trump on. All they do is go to the Special Olympics squad, see whatever they want to pass all these worthless resolutions. They aren't interested in working on anything to actually come across the aisle. So you actually think that Nancy Pelosi would allow Elijah Cummings to go and put together something that benefits the black community with Trump's name on it? There is no chance in hell they would allow for that to happen.
Well, the problem with the people in his district, in Elijah Cummings' district, is the fact that they're not Russians. Because if they were Russians, then he would care.
They should go get whiteface and buy Russian flags and put them outside. Well, let's be clear. I said this during my show. People in Elijah Cummings' district, not their fault. It's the fault of leaders like Elijah Cummings. Pull out a world map. Most of them can't even point to Russia.
Yeah, that's sad.
And it's sad. It's the truth.
The Elijah Cummings doesn't care about the people in the district. All he cares about is trying to impeach the president. So remember, he's the chair of the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. So he doesn't care about his district. He doesn't care about the rats. He's gone half the year. He doesn't have to put up with his district. He's in D.C.
He said he goes to his district on a daily basis. Let's be fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you don't believe him?
No, I don't.
All right. Maryland's not that far from.
I was going to say, I know you can, but I still don't believe him.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
No, I know he doesn't care, but he might go back. And that's the thing too, because Al Sharpton even alluded to that. There are parts of Maryland and Baltimore that are very nice, but the majority of the part that you're in charge of, Mr. Cummings, let's focus on what you're in charge of. Most of what you're in charge of, 70-60% of it, it looks like a third world country. And that's not Jared saying that. That's Boris Anders. So let's just get that clear. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's go to, this was, I believe it's called, MSNBC here. Do you know Karine Jean-Pierre?
No idea.
She's one of the, anyhow, let me try to get this clip up here. This is what she says.
About who?
This is what she says about President Trump. The media is infatuated with the story right now. So here, let me get this clip out for you. This is what she says about the president. Here we go.
It's about the soul of our democracy.
Joining the conversation, we have from the Washington Post down in D.C., White House reporter Ashley Parker here on set, Karine Jean-Pierre, the chief.
Karine Jean-Pierre. Sorry, my bad.
Is she French?
Sure. She's like probably from like Louisiana. You know how they have like
she don't look like a Frenchman. Maybe the guy next to her, but she ain't no French.
Anyhow, here she is.
Public Affairs Officer for MoveOn.org, former Republican congressman from Florida, now proudly an independent, David Jolly, associate editor for Real Clear Politics,
right
A.B. Stoddard, and
Reverend Al
Sharpton, host of Politics Nation here on MSNBC and president of the National Action Networks, and suddenly trending on Twitter as of today. We're going to talk to you, Rev, about what Donald Trump had to say about you and get your thoughts on it shortly. But Karine, I want to start with you.
Listen to this.
Like I said at the beginning of this, Donald Trump being a racist is not news. Right. If you put together the diatribe that went on for a long time against the squad with Congressman Cummings, we're going to talk about Rev, just over the course of these last few weeks, I just don't understand, other than putting out a press release from the Trump re-elect saying, we are running a racist re-election campaign. I don't know how much clearer it could be.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said in that email. Hey, donate to America First. Oh my gosh, they are racist, and the president is running on a racist agenda. All right, let's go out to Jean-Pierre. Here we go.
No, it's pretty clear, and especially if you are a person of color living in this country.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Because we have two people of color right here. So Guillermo, first, person of color, which I don't even like to refer to them as that. Guillermo, is it clear as a person of color that the president is an evil white supremacist?
No.
But wait, you're a person of color.
I last time I checked.
So you think he's a racist, right?
No. Again, it goes back to my whole theory of the Democrats want to own minorities.
But stop saying they want. They do own them.
They do. Well, large majority. Here we go.
They took them out of the chains, and then they put them in the political chains.
Amen to that. All right, so here, let's go back to Jean-Pierre. All right, hold on, wait a minute. All right, here we go.
Clear, and especially if you are a person of color living in this country, what you're hearing from the President of the United States, right, who is in the White House week after week after week, is daunting, right, and it's exhausting. But to how you talked about leading into the show, we have to continue to call out this racism. We cannot stop not doing.
Hold on. First of all,
who stopped calling it out? That's what I want. She's like, we got to keep doing.
What Democrat is arguing, guys? Pull back on calling them racist every single second. Pull back, guys. What Democrat is saying stop? If anything, they want it to ratchet up.
This is CNN and MSNBC and all the liberal media's playbook. Let's talk about how horrible, how horrendous. Let's try to find new words for how disgusting President Trump is with racism, and then let's all talk about how we need to be talking about it, because apparently it's not talked about enough.
I love whenever a politician says it's time we have a conversation on race. We've been having a conversation since before the Civil Damn War.
How many times is that not going to come up tomorrow night in the Democrat debates?
It's time we have
It's time we get serious. It's going to be that. It's time we get serious.
And you know what that means?
It's time we start taking race seriously in this country.
Reparations.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't even talked about that. I mean, reparations is going to be on the table for sure. All right, here we go. Let her finish.
And just that line that you just played, that Elijah Cummings just said about we're fighting for the soul of our country. It is so true. And I have to, I have a former Republican sitting here next to my left here. I have to say, this is the problem that I have with the Republican Party. Because we are fighting for the soul of our country. And
how many times are you not going to hear that tomorrow?
You know what's funny?
He is ripping apart our quote unquote democracy. He is going against the. I mean, go ahead, Jared.
No, just play it.
All right, let's see what she says.
Them being quiet, them not saying anything is going to cause such long-lasting damage to our country, to our democracy. Them not calling out Donald Trump is incredibly problematic, and history is going to remember this dark time. It will remember Donald Trump poorly, and it will remember the Republicans who stayed silent. And that is the thing that I just don't understand that's going on with the Republicans.
David Jolly.
All right, so apparently you and I are going to be in the history books.
Which I think is good news. I mean, we should be. We're going to be in history books.
Probably not. We're going to be right next to the transgender chapter, apparently, because we don't write the history books. The liberals do. But I mean, it's the same. It's a scare tactic.
Yeah.
Is what it is. They talk about President Trump using fear, right? Elijah Cummings came out, and this is probably why the president went after him. He had said, "Look, 500 years from now, our unborn children that we love so much are going to look back at this time and say, why didn't you do anything?" In reality, Elijah Cummings was the first guy to go after President Trump, and I'm not going to call him a racist, but the guy has said some pretty bad stuff about President Trump. No wonder the president said, it might not be a bad idea to tweet this out right now. Boom, buddy, you haven't done your job. You're gonna criticize me about doing my job. This entire rhetoric now is it's a game plan. You heard it from Elijah Cummings. Now you hear it from the lamestream media saying, "Look, guys, it's now or never." Like a Bon Jovi song. We ain't gonna live forever, right? It's now or never.
Well, the Nancy Pelosi thing to the party, they ain't gonna live forever.
You gotta sound like you're going to the restroom when you sing a Bon Jovi song. Yeah. We ain't gonna live forever.
You all right?
You gotta call Trump out now. Anyhow, you don't want to hear me sing. All right. Oh, no. Don't send me to break. I'll send myself to break with this music.
You might have a problem, buddy. Woo. Like your love of the black
Reverend Al Sharpton's chorus is going to take us to our commercial break.
Okay, wait, hold on, because when we come back, we've got some. When we come back, Marianne Williamson, Guillermo, she wants to be taken seriously. Why are you laughing? Marianne Williamson, she wants to be taken seriously, and then we're going to get the other side of it. So we already heard one Baltimore resident not too happy with Elijah Cummings. We're going to hear from a member of Elijah Cummings. I can't even talk when you're doing this. Then, so we just go to break. Who gives a damn?
Running for Jesus.
You should have never.
Woo! I love this church music. Oh man, I love it.
Oh man.
All right, we'll be right back, folks.
He's gonna take you to a black church, Nick.
Video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Thomas and Sam Beckworth here from Beckworth Financial Group. A hero of mine, Zig Ziglar, once said, "A goal properly set is already 50% achieved." This is why Beckworth Financial Group created Retirement with a Purpose. Retirement with a Purpose is a process that every qualified person that comes through our doors will go through. Our process starts off with the question, what is the purpose of the money? And the simple reason is the purpose of the money dictates what we do with it, not how much commission I can make and how fast I can make it. We take this time to make sure your goal is properly set because we know if it is properly set, we have a much greater chance of reaching your retirement goals. If the goal is not properly set, it can get very expensive. Now, what do I mean? Well, have you ever watched these fixer-up home shows? Have you ever seen them buy a house that needs to be fixed that includes tearing up the foundation? No, because to fix a house that includes tearing up the foundation and completely starting over would be too expensive. It would be better to just go find another house to fix that doesn't include tearing up the foundation. We need to make sure your financial goals are set properly, because to tear up your financial foundation 5 years from now because we didn't take the time at the very beginning could get very expensive. Beckworth Financial Group would love to give you a free financial home inspection.
All right, we got 10 minutes.
See if there are any cracks in your financial foundation, or like many, find out if they even have one at all. You can't get a second opinion.
He says Baltimore a sanctuary city too?
And from a group that looks at all aspects of retirement and
No,
not
do
just
the regular.
No, do regular.
It would be a great investment.
Regular.
On your part
Regular.
to visit with us. So give us a call at
some Bon Jovi.
559-389-5810. Again, that's 559-389-5810.
Chris Christie.
And we look
Christie's
forward to
obsessed
seeing
with
you
Bon
in
Jovi,
either
not
our
as obsessed
Fresno,
as he is with Big
Visalia,
Macs,
or
but
Bakersfield.
still pretty
office.
obsessed.
And now, the three ringleaders trying their best to make sense of this circus. Guillermo Moreno, Jarris Jackson, and John Machico.
Well, we sure are trying our very best. Jarris Lee and Guillermo Moreno here. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. The original. We got to be clear now because we got copycats out there. The original Debate Week. We're the founding fathers of Debate Week.
The original people that love listeners. Let's just be honest, because we're not. Listen, we're not here for a paycheck. We're here because we love you, and we love.
Ain't here for paychecks.
And we love, right? And we love doing 5 and 6 hours of coverage, of which everyone's like, "Hey, you know what? They do a damn good job. Maybe we should do some coverage."
Now,
we need to start making our own awards, like liberal newspapers do, and have award night here at Talk Radio 16. Just best primetime host from 5 to 7, Guillermo Moreno.
So you're going to introduce yourself and present yourself at the award?
That's what liberals do.
All right.
Come on, give me a break.
Everyone gets participation. Now, Guillermo, do you remember? We've deemed her basically the high Jew, but do you remember Marianne Williamson?
It's about love. It's about love.
Okay. Well, Marianne Williamson, she did an interview with USA Today this weekend, and it turns out she is not too happy with how her pro-love stance was received. In an interview with the USA Today published on Sunday, Marianne Williamson admitted that she was not too happy with the public perception from her first debate last month. This is what the high Jew herself, Marianne Williamson, went on to say. "I hope this time my delivery will be more eloquent and my substance will be more direct. I don't regret the substance of anything that I said, but I understand that my delivery made me vulnerable to mockery." Now, if you don't remember exactly what she said and how corny it was, and we call her the high Jew because she likes to talk about how she's Jewish and she's constantly on edibles. Marianne Williamson is the edible queen. If you've never been on edibles, just listen. If you've never been on edibles, just listen to Marianne Williamson talk. She sounds exactly like someone on edibles. This is the moment exactly that Marianne Williamson was referring to when they were talking about her being basically opening herself up to mockery. This is the moment in the debate from last month.
This man has reached into the psyche of the American people, and he has harnessed fear for political purposes. So, Mr. President, if you're listening, I want you to hear me, please. You have harnessed fear for political purposes, and only love can cast that out. So sir, I have a feeling you know what you're doing. I'm going to harness love for political purposes. I will meet you on that field, and sir, love will win.
I love the golf claps.
So
but I also love the golf claps. There was a few hundred people in that room. She maybe got 6 people to clap.
Hey, did you see Kate McKinnon impersonate Marianne Williamson on SNL?
No, so Kate McKinnon is probably the only person that makes Saturday Night Live worth watching. She does a great Hillary Clinton, great Elizabeth Warren too. She impersonated Marianne Williamson.
Yeah, let me see if this is it. Let me see. I just pulled it up on the fly.
My plan is to gather all the sage in America and burn it. My plan is to harness the energy of babies to finally put a man on the moon. And I said to the president of New Zealand, I said, girlfriend, you're so on. And I would say to Donald Trump, boyfriend, you chill. Thank you.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see that. Put up what she looks like right now. Show that to the Facebook people. It's the best look ever.
Is it Marianne Williamson getting ready for tomorrow night?
Oh, listen, she's doing some bumps right now. Hey, listen,
you got to share the stage with a bunch of circus clowns. Of course you're going to get high. I mean,
that's how you got to get through it. She's always high.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, the Marianne Williamson, was she going to be? No, she's going to be on night 2.
Yeah, give them the rundown.
Well, it's the I'm going to call these the racist debates because literally night 1. If there is a Latino, not a Latino, my bad. If there is a minority candidate, they're on night 2. All the white people are on night 1. So that's an easy way to remember it.
So let's go a little conspiratorial, shall we? You think CNN did this on purpose? Because a lot of people, and I saw this a lot on Twitter. People are like, "Oh, okay, CNN, So we're gonna put Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on the same stage, and you want us to think that just magically happened by draw?
For sure.
You think they did that on purpose?
Well, it was a 50-50 shot.
They don't want SpongeBob to put them in the ratings.
So let's just go down tomorrow, and this proves my theory: the racist debates, because on night one everybody is white. So I'm going to give the candidate, and I'm going to give their ethnicity. All right, ready? All right, Tim Ryan, Caucasian white guy. Amy Klobuchar, white female. Pete Buttigieg, white guy. Bernie Sanders, old white guy.
Wait. How dare you mention Pete and not mention that he's gay?
Oh, my God.
So do that over and show some respect and mention that he's gay like every other member of the media.
You just did. All right.
Go back and mention it
Pete
again.
Buttigieg, who also is homosexual. There you go. White guy still. Amy Klobuchar.
Very important to members of the media.
White female. Tim Ryan, white guy. Or Bernie Sanders, very old white guy.
That's me!
Elizabeth Warren, white gal. Beto O'Rourke. Let's come back.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
Beto, it's complicated.
Do you remember? Well, no, some people's relationship status is like, it's complicated. Well, that's
that means you're lonely.
Beto O'Rourke might be lonely.
Lonely at the bottom.
He's a white guy who wants to be a Latino male. John Hickenlooper, white guy. John Delaney, white guy. Steve Bullock, white guy. Marianne Williamson, high gal. Literally, high.
Very good.
High. So that's what I'm calling. This is my theory. It's the racist debates. Everybody that's white is on night one, but there are some white people sprinkled in night two. And then everybody else that's a minority is on night two.
But here's what's funny. So last time with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, it was pretty easy because you got Kamala, obviously black woman, or Cory Booker, obviously black guy. What are the white people on night one going to play off of? And if you're white, is it safer to be on night one because you're not going to
it is.
You're not going to have a black person come after you for your privilege or come after you because your great ancestors owned slaves. It's nothing but the descendants of slaves on the first night. So I'm not. It's safer to be because you're not going to have that fierce black person coming after you and you have to sit there and take it because you're a white person. It is safe to be on night one. It's just a bunch of waspy white Democrats who can sit there, talk about how sad they are of what their great-great-grandfathers did, and not have to have their feet held to the fire by any of the black people or minorities in the race.
Yep. Here, and this is what I'm predicting, because look, folks, tomorrow night, Pete Buttigieg, right? He has a problem, all right? He has the black community in South Bend, Indiana. I was there. I saw it firsthand. BTW, I got contacted. Did I tell you that I got contacted by a third-party media company that wants our footage for. I know they want our footage for a liberal publication.
We'll still give it to them.
That's all right. That's all right. It was good. It was great coverage. But no, we're coming at third hour coming up. But I do want to talk about let's talk about race with night one, because all the white candidates, they got a big problem with it, especially Pete Buttigieg. And then I want to talk to you about Cory Booker. Is he going to speak Spanish again, or is he going to talk hood?
Nah, he going to talk like this out here in these streets. Cory Booker. How you doing, Cory Booker? What's up, cuz? That's what they're going to do. There we go.
All right, third hour of our special debate.
And also, we're going to get into some, not all the residents are upset at Elijah Cummings. Some of them actually love his work. And we're going to get into that person coming up
We're
next.
fair and balanced here. We are fair and balanced.
I'm going to show you both sides.
All right, you're not going to want to miss it. Our debate coverage of the Democrat debate starts tomorrow at 2 all the way until 8 p.m. because we love you.
Wait, our coverage doesn't start till tomorrow, so why the hell am I still here?
All right, we'll come back. What does this song say? I'm running for Jesus, and then what? Is it like, well, for the money?
No, it sounds like, no. I don't know what it is.
We're going to shout, you better like church. Yeah.
Like church songs, you say the same thing a lot of you.
Like, dude, every song these days, they don't make music anymore. They don't make music.
All you need is one good line.
That's it. Yeah.
It's a lot like our mom.
Pretty much. All right, let's get.
Good line.
Dude, you didn't see this when she was making fun of Mary?
No, but it was pretty funny.
Oh, man. Hold on, I want to play it again. She's great, man. She was awesome. Hold on, I'm going to play this for you guys again because I thought it was just hilarious. Here's Kate McKinnon making fun of Marianne Williamson.
My plan is to gather all the sage in America and burn it. My plan is to harness the energy of babies to finally put a man on the moon. And I said to the president of New Zealand, I said, girlfriend, you're so on. And I would say to Donald Trump, boyfriend, you chill. Thank you.
That's good. That was good. All right, folks, we appreciate you guys tuning in on local television station 32.3. We also want to get to some of your comments. We got 2 minutes before we get back to the air. All right, so here we go. Elaine, all Biden has to do is ask Kamala how she got her job. Hey, did you guys see the... No, I don't want to.
No, go ahead. What is it?
The cornrows, Joe Biden. Tell Kamala I'm ready. Oh, that's great. All right, you guys are funny. Love it. We appreciate that. Bring on the hippie shirts. Can anyone...
Marianne Williamson, how does she not have, like, peace, love, no war shirts on her website?
She should wear a tie-dye dress the next time she goes.
You think... We got to talk about this, too. You think your boy Yang...
Nope.
Goes...
Nope.
You think he's going to wear a tie?
Nope. He will not wear a tie. And Meghan McCain will be in love with it. Cory Booker should take care of Newark. Can anyone else picture Al singing? Al Sharpton. Moving on up. Not to Baltimore.
Well, the thing is he doesn't go to church, so he wouldn't really... He wouldn't know how that goes.
If racism was an island, it would be named Democrat Island. Coming in from Jeff.
Jekyll Island.
Sheila. They'll all end their debates with no one is above the law. That's true. I mean, how many of them do you think are going to... who's not in the debates?
We didn't make the cut.
More people we don't know. Oh, my gosh.
And then, folks, stay tuned because we have a very big announcement. You know what? Let's treat them special. Let's give them the big announcement, but save it for our radio people a little later.
Let's do it.
Talk Radio 16 KGED. We are the exclusive, the only station in the Valley, and one of the only few in California who will have exclusive rights to the upcoming debate. Not this one, but the one that will take place in September, or the one that's after this one.
Yeah, our ABC News affiliate will be doing the debate. So we'll have exclusive rights to it to be airing it.
So basically what that means is we don't have to play recordings of the pre-show during the debate. We can actually take you live to the audio.
But which is still better than what some of the other stations are playing, let's just be honest.
That other local
we don't talk about movie titles.
Has some tricked out walrus on.
Let's talk about which... all right.
Well, that's how we differentiate the people on that other 3-letter station is we love and have much respect for the guy that does his show in the mid-morning. We love him and have a lot of respect for him. It's the two dummies who come on after him we can't stand.
Well, then take me to the American voter.
We don't not like everyone.
All right, here we go.
And now, the 3 ringleaders trying their best to make sense of this circus. Guillermo Moreno, Jarris Jackson, and John Machiko.
Well... I don't know. It's like Super Bowl. I don't know for CNN. They're hoping it's like Super Bowl ratings.
They want those Super Bowl ratings.
They're not going to be able to sleep tonight. Version number 2, volume 2 of the Democrat debates tomorrow. I'm calling it the racist debates. The white candidates are up first, and that was all done by lottery.
Well, here's what's funny, girl.
All the white people.
You act like the Democrats don't love that. Joe Biden, I mean, listen. he loves keeping the whites separate from the blacks, especially if they're on buses.
Yeah.
So he loves this.
Dude, no one's talking about this. Nobody's talking about how the makeup of night one is all white.
Give it to him.
How come no one's talking about this? Is only Talk Radio 1680 KGD is telling you, hey, night one is. I mean, if you want to talk about racist, just look at the breakup from night 1 and 2.
Night 1 might be a debate or a Klan rally. You can't tell. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference by who's going to be there.
All right, you got Tim Ryan, white male. Amy Klobuchar, white female. Pete Buttigieg, homosexual white male.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Bernie Sanders, old white male. Elizabeth Warren, old white female. Beto O'Rourke, hashtag it's complicated, a white male who wants to be a Latino. John Hickenlooper, white male. John Delaney, white male. Steve Bullock, white male. Marianne Williamson, she is high, and a white female. It's all white. And all of them are going to try to tell us how bad.
But we said this in the last hour. They are all loving the fact that it's all white, so they don't have to get an attack from a black or Mexican candidate.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you, everyone on that list are thinking, all right, great. So white guys, white people, we'll just come together, do our usual. Yeah. We feel sorry for slavery, but we don't have to.
My bad.
We won't get attacked by Kamala. We won't get attacked by anybody.
My bad. Elizabeth Warren, she's not just white. Remember, she's Native American. So my bad. I messed up there.
We got a fake Indian and we got a fake Mexican.
There you go. All right. Now the minority debate starts on night 2. You got Michael.
This debate fits Detroit a lot more than the first night.
Yeah, for sure. You got Michael Bennett, white, right?
Yep.
Kristen Gillibrand, white. Julian Castro, certified Latino. Cory Booker, black male. Joe Biden, white guy who apparently is racist. Kamala Harris, black female. Andrew Yang, Asian. Tulsi Gabbard, Hawaiian. Jay Inslee, white. Bill de Blasio, crooked.
Big Bird, Bill de Blasio.
Big Bird, Bill de Blasio. Wait, this is the first time we're going to see Bill on stage, too.
No, Bill was there last time, bro.
Was he there last time?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
The only new person is Stephen Bullock.
There you go. So, night 2, and the Democrats, DNC, really screwed up. They really did. In an effort, like much of Democrat policies in California, in an effort to be equal, and an effort to not look like they are favoring someone over anybody, or pretend like there's actual there's discrimination out there, and it's only discriminating everybody of color. The DNC has set up a stupid way to continue these debates on to infinity, and it's really going to be to their detriment because you got 20 candidates. Nobody wants to hear from 20 candidates. This is going to hurt them, Jairus, and it's going to hurt them big time with the American public because everybody has to make a mini speech, interrupt each other. It's going to be another food fight, and it's ineffective.
But Americans don't want to hear, Guillermo, about food fights. They want to hear about how we're going to put food on the table.
And that ain't going to happen. No one cares about putting food on the table. Tomorrow is going to be another disaster just like night 1, and it's all because the DNC doesn't want to limit this group. I got to give it to the Republicans, RNC. They said, look, all right, we're going to do a JV team and people who actually have a chance at the White House. All right, that's how we're going to do it. Boom, bada bang, bada boom, we're done. All right, Democrats, well, let's factor in how much money you've raised. Let's factor in how you're doing in the polls. Let's factor in, it wouldn't surprise me if they factored in if you're a minority. You get extra points for that.
That's a very good point.
Come on, let's be honest. When does this go down? When do we slim? When do we trim the fat?
Do you think, how far away do you think we are? I'm just throwing this out there. How far away?
From 19 candidates? No. Probably a couple months.
I'm surprised by CNN and the DNC that they don't make it mandatory that there's a certain number of minority candidates in each night. How is that not racist? So, could you imagine if Fox, you only want the white people going? You want the white people to have their own night, huh? If
it was flipped?
How did the DNC not make it a requirement that a minority member has to bring they would say something stupid like their knowledge of living in America as a minority? How did they not make that a requirement for each night?
Yeah, I don't. And no one's talking about it. We're like the only ones that are saying, hey, CNN, you got all the white people on night 1. Anyhow, we're not going to make a big deal about it. Hey, so this just broke, and I know everybody will find this. You know how much money? Jairus, guess how much money HUD has given to the city of Baltimore.
This administration.
Well, let's do some math for a second here. We got Donald Trump's a racist. Donald Trump's a racist and hates brown people. He hired a black guy, Ben Carson, who also hates brown people. So, and then carry the one. Carry the 1. Put the 0 there as the placeholder. Probably $5 whole.
Baltimore. So let's get some facts here. You have Lynn Patton. She's the.
By the way, can I just say I love Lynn Patton? This woman, her iconic look is the sunglasses on top of her head. It's been raining in New York City. This woman still has sunglasses on. She's an OG. I love Lynn Patton.
So here's Lynn Patton, the HUD regional director, and she's going to tell you how much money has gone to Baltimore, and you'll be surprised.
This administration, and I want to say this expressly to Mary Young and Michael Steele and Al Sharpton, who today called out the president and said, let President Trump put his money where his mouth is. Well, boys and girls, I have a message for you. President Trump has given $16 billion in 2018.
Damn!
All right, Fred.
Our very own Larry Elder.
Let me hear that one more time, just so I can be clear.
Yeah, so if you didn't hear it, this is how much money the president, via HUD, has given to the city of Baltimore. Here we go.
Given $16 billion in 2018 alone to Elijah Cummings District and federal grants. We have given more money in homeless funds to Baltimore than the last administration. We have given more money in community development grants than the last administration to Baltimore. My question to you guys is this: what are you actually doing with the money so that it benefits residents in the community for once instead of deep pocket crooked politicians?
And I know we're going to get into more
racist. Racist right there. Racist.
So let me make sure I heard this right. The people of Baltimore, they're getting more Geetus from the white president than the black one.
Yeah.
And they still,
you know how much wall you can build with $16 billion?
That's a good point, man.
Let's just be honest.
How about we just push that city off into oblivion, build a damn wall?
No. Think about it. They don't want to give the president $2.6 billion. Here, the city of Baltimore has received $16 billion.
Bro, let's take the money from Baltimore, put it towards the wall before the whole country looks like Baltimore.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying. That is all I am saying.
Tonight's we've accomplished the goal tonight. Let's just go off the air. Forget it. Just replay that all night. Replay that
That's
all night.
All I'm saying, man.
$16 billion, Jairus.
Yeah.
That's a substantial amount of money. For a guy that hates the city of Baltimore.
Hates black.
And hates,
Does Trump know black people live in Baltimore? He knows he's not giving that money to white people, right? It's blacks. Does he know that?
$16 billion.
Yes.
It's a lot. Jared, I can't get over that. $16 billion. You could build half the wall between the United States and Mexico. Half the wall.
Yep.
With that kind of money. And that went to the city of Baltimore. Where did that money go? Why don't all these journalists
Can
that
we
claim
get an investigation for that?
I was about to say, hey Bob, you're not done yet. Get your team of crooked attorneys.
Get your senile ass in here, Bob.
Get back. We're not done with you yet. Get back in here. See if you can remember this. We need you to go to Baltimore. Find out where our $16 billion. You know what we did?
Yeah, then he really won't remember it. I can't even count to 16. I don't even know. What do you mean? Billion? What's a billion? I don't even know.
Well, he can count to 20. He can count to 2016, right? Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. That was good. But Lynn Patton there. I mean, telling it the way it is.
Love Lynn. Sunglasses Lynn. I love
anyhow, all right.
That's so much money. And Guillermo, what would we do? Like what? These little facts. I've said it before. More real news happens on this station in 2 hours than CNN all day. No one knows this. Unless you were watching Fox. No one knows this.
No, they don't care because, listen, right now, we don't have CNN in the studio. We barely even like having Fox on.
Depending on what time of day it is.
Yeah, that's very true. Did you, no, we don't want to say it. But
we won't say it. But, so, the thing about all of this is, tomorrow night, and I didn't want to get too conspiratorial, but do you think tomorrow night that this comes up, and not race in general, but specifically, you can fill in the blank with all the candidates. I can already hear them saying, when you live in a country, your president is attacking a civil rights icon. You're going to hear that so many times tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm just curious. Who's going to be that stereotypical, and they're going to quote Martin Luther King? Now, I'm not going to say that's a bad idea.
Now,
but you realize
it's a bad idea because
why is it a bad idea?
Because he's a rapist. What do you mean?
Oh my God! But I mean, listen. The majority of people, especially the audience. I mean, what we really got to talk about is the elephant in the room, right?
I didn't know Rhonda Girard was here.
The black vote.
Oh, okay.
The black vote. I mean, literally, tomorrow night is all going to be about the black vote. Remember, debate one was at Telemundo was one of the stations, and they talked a lot about immigration, right?
Yep.
You know, let's just be honest. Each of these debates is going to have an undertone because they're going to take in who's the media sponsor, but they're also going to kind of figure out what the heck's going on in the news.
I can already hear them tying in to the Gilroy shooting. I can already see Bootleg Obama. As a country, we need to take as serious these shootings as when they occur every day in black and brown communities. I already hear it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be the president's fault. You know, it's going to be that angry white person.
Wait. So you mean like when a bad person kills someone, we don't blame them? Then they do the killing?
No, you blame President Trump. That's the.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't the one who killed those people.
No, but that's what they're gonna say. There's so much hatred in this country. There's so much racism in this country that it's people are just going crazy.
All right.
But no, race is gonna be the biggest issue tomorrow night. Race.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I mean, everyone's going to be talking about it. They're all going to be talking about how, like you said, how horrible that the president would attack a civil rights leader. Icon.
Remember, don't mention Pete Buttigieg without saying he's gay, and don't mention Lewis. No, this isn't Lewis. What's his name? Cummings. Don't mention Cummings.
Elijah Cummings, yeah.
Unless you call him an icon. By the way, I never get an answer for why he's so much of an icon. Like, I know he walked with Martin Luther King.
Yeah, so that's why.
Are we really going to... Really? That's it? You get the title of icon because you walked with him?
Yeah. It's a low threshold with the Democrats.
Listen, before I start throwing icon at you, you better have done a whole lot more than walk in the Alabama sun. That's all I'm saying. I need more from you if we're going to be calling you an icon.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Sounds good. Well, we got to take a quick commercial break. You're not going to want to miss it. Tomorrow, beginning at 2 p.m., we start our debate coverage, and the actual debate starts at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right?
Correct.
PST, 5 p.m. PST.
And then after the debate, we'll have Alex Talvian join us.
Alex Talvian will be joining us. Diamond and Silk. Oh, man, I can't wait to have them on. We're just going to say, all right, Diamond and Silk, go.
It'll just be their show for 15 minutes.
Pretty much. Diamond and Silk will be on Friday.
And then don't forget, as a part of this massive debate, we also have a Trump rally. In the midst of all of this, a beautiful Trump rally is going to take place on Thursday. We'll be taking that in its entirety, unedited. President, please don't cuss. We don't want to get FCC letters.
There you go. And we'll also find out if the crowd at the Trump rally is racist on Thursday, because that's what happened last time.
Congresswoman Omar, she said that it's going to be a defining moment in American history.
There you go. Ted Cruz. What happened at LAX airport? Well, we'll show you, and you'll hear it when we come up next. All right. We got a lot, Jairus. We still got 15 hours to go with our special debate coverage this week. Coming back right here on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED. We appreciate you guys sticking with us here. Jairus, congratulations. You've been on since 2 o'clock, man. You are a...
Well, it's debate week, man. I got ready. I've been taking supplements. I was getting ready for debate week. Look, I even got this oversized water bottle, so you think I'm like athletic or something. I'm not. I just bought it.
Can you fix your mic there?
I just bought it on, what's that place called?
Amazon?
Amazon. I just bought it on Amazon.
Ay.
Oh, man. So we're going to put a poll up later on this evening, but on Facebook Live, if you guys wouldn't mind answering, who plans on watching the debate? And who plans on not watching? I think, I get it if you don't want to watch, but I think if you're a conservative, you at least got to try to stick it in there for a little.
Oh, well, I have a headache afterwards, man.
Yeah, but you got to try it out for a little bit. I think so. What do you think?
Say that again?
You got to try and stick it out as long as you can to watch the debate. It's important to know what they're saying and what they're talking about. Or you could just watch our post coverage afterwards with Alex Talvian.
This administration.
Agreed.
You got my boy Teddy. And I don't like him coming after my boy Teddy like this.
Ted Cruz. You think he's gonna run 2024? We're talking a lot about 2020, but
Hey, come on, bro. You know it's all about Dan Crenshaw and Jim Jordan for 2024. You know that.
They're going to say it's all about the Benjamins.
About the Benjamins, baby.
What does everything have to...
What?
Password's not taking here.
All about the Benjamins, baby. You never heard that song?
I
can't believe you never heard that song.
Nope.
All right, when we come back, we're going to get to a citizen who actually likes the work that Elijah
Forming
Cummings
pediatric neurosurgeon.
and then
All right.
Ted Cruz. Yeah, we keep forgetting to tell them there's a Trump rally going on too.
This
part of our,
Yep.
debate week coverage.
There's a Trump rally on Thursday. Where's it going to be?
The all-important Ohio, my friend.
Ah,
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, Ohio, huh?
Got to win that Ohio. And that Pennsylvania, and that
More
Michigan,
violence as
and that...
police drive back protesters in Hong Kong. These are your world headlines from ABC News.
Or Trey Gowdy. People are saying 2024, Trey
Repeatedly,
Gowdy might
police
run.
fired tear
Trey
gas
Gowdy?
and rubber
Yeah.
bullets, tried to disperse
Hey, so,
the demonstrators
so
away
no
from
one's
Hey,
the
Woody,
off streets.
cut
At
the feed.
least 13 arrests were made, and around 24 people were injured. It was the latest confrontation in the 7-week dispute. The protest began in opposition to an extradition bill that has since been suspended. But the protesters also want the city's leader to resign. The death...
All right, there we go. We're back.
So no one's on board with because the establishment is pushing Nikki Haley.
Really?
Anybody out there on board with Nikki Haley?
Yeah. Do you think there's someone that is, that we don't know yet?
Yeah, there always is.
What about Ivanka?
Hey, don't we have fans in it? No, because Ivanka pushed for executive anti-gun action after Parkland. She once paid family leave to be federal law. She's garbage. She's cute, but she's liberal garbage. Yeah, and if you're a fan, we have fans in Ohio.
We do.
If you're going to be at the rally, let us know. Now, word on the street is, and keep this between us, okay? President Trump might be coming to California. So, who knows? Might be coming to California. Just saying. I don't. No. This isn't like me knowing it, but I'm just playing with him. I really don't know.
Gotcha.
It's just a word on the street.
Welcome back to our special coverage of Debate Week, and Jarris Jackson in studio with me as we break this down. It's gonna be a fun night tomorrow night.
Fun week, fun night, fun week.
Fun week. It is gonna be a fun week. Hey, your boy here. Let me get this ready.
Okay, so why do we all have to throw this at me? You love Teddy Cruz just as much as I love Teddy Cruz.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. Let me lower this down. So, Ted Cruz was in California this week.
All right. And he didn't come by our station?
Well, he was in the LA area. So this is Ted Cruz looking like he's out golfing, really. I mean, the poor guy. Anyhow.
Teddy's gotten fat.
Have you
seen? No, but when he first got elected, he's gotten fat.
No, here we go. He's being berated by liberal people at the airport. So here's Teddy Cruz at LAX. Here we go.
In shorts?
Yeah.
We do, we depend on that freedom, children. Americans will not be silent. 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 Free the children. 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 Free the children.
Where's the conservatives at? That's what gets me mad.
Well, there was one couple there. But.
Come on. I mean, listen. This is. And where are all these Antifa people going? That's what I want to know.
I don't know if I'd call
Detroit.
them Antifa people, but
Probably going to Detroit.
Probably.
Probably going
What
to
was
Detroit.
Teddy doing out here?
I don't know.
Probably fundraise. That's a problem with California. We're a lost cause for winning electorally, but we're great
We are.
if we need money.
I got to go with Peter Van Voorst because he ran into him at the airport. So we got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, it's weird. All right, but our boy Teddy, we just hope he's safe and he's sound. And you threw it out there. Maybe he'll run in 2024. I don't know. At least
would you support him over?
At least on our Twitter page, everyone seems to have the hots for Trey Gowdy and Jim Jordan.
Trey Gowdy, yeah.
So no takers for Teddy Cruz out there.
I think it's. I think it's a sunset. You know, it's
a sun.
You know what the president should do is nominate him to the Supreme Court. Justice Cruz.
That's a good point. You
get him to the Supreme Court. I mean, I think Ted Cruz would make an excellent justice, maybe Chief Justice one day.
Better than Roberts.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to start with Roberts. All right. So earlier in the show, we listened to a member in Congressman Cummings' district who's not a big fan of him, basically saying what we've been saying since 2 o'clock. But, Guillermo, we're fair people, right?
Yeah.
We're fair, we're balanced people. So we want to play. This is another member. His name is quite long, but we'll just call him Rollo. That's the first part of his very long name. He has a few choice words. He's a supporter of Elijah Cummings. In fact, he loves what Elijah is doing and is hating on Donald Trump. So, this is a member of Elijah Cummings' district. Again, we already heard from someone who is against Elijah. This is a pro-Elijah person from his district. All right, do we have that audio?
What's the name?
Rollo. His name starts with Rollo. I know that, but right there. There it is. All right.
This one?
No, below. One more.
One more.
All right, there we go. Here we go.
Hey, Rollo.
Rollo.
Yeah. Like Rolos, like the candy.
Listen, I don't know if he's going to get sued by the candy company or what.
All right,
but this is a constituent from his district, him being Congressman Cummings, constituent from his district who is in love with everything that he's doing and just wishes he would do more of it.
Yo, what's good, cuz? My name is Rollo Rollins Deshaun Frederick Malachi III, but y'all can call me what everyone in this district calls me. Mine. Word on these rodent-infested streets is some goldfish cracker-looking motherfucker be talking on our hood. Now, I don't know where Donald Duck with stretch marks gets his information, but listen to what our own weave-headed former mayor had to say.
What the hell? We should just take all this down.
Woo, and just like R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, and that homo spacey, we ain't stopping.
Ooh, you can smell the rats.
Smell it up, girl. The only thing we smell on these streets is rat piss, gunpowder, and death. Just another day in Elijah Cummings, Baltimore.
Oh my God, you can smell the dead animals. Ooh, Jesus.
The hood gets a bad rap for not taking care of our kids, who be popping up quicker than the rats sometimes, to keep it real with you, shorty. Our homeboy up in Washington, Mr. Cummings, has spent his whole life working to make kids' lives better. Yeah, yet the statistics show that 13 high schools in Mr. Cummings' district with 0 students proficient in math and over 85% are unable to read at their grade level. But you don't need to know how to read or write or do the math. Around Elijah's district, how to aim, how to weigh, and how to distribute are real life skills. The white man be talking about Donald Duck has created more jobs for minority communities than the OG Barack. And yeah, that's true. But that, we couldn't better ourselves, but like many minority poverty-stricken communities, we gotta keep voting for D and keep suffering too. So remember, we may be a rodent-infested, undereducated, gang-riddled district, but that racist and chief for pointing that out, and word up to Elijah Cummings for doing nothing about it. Oh, they coming, Rollo Deshaun Jenkins, the 5th is out. Peace, cuz.
Peace, cuz. Now, I have a few questions.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
I have a few questions. I don't know if he's like on the run or what, but his name changed. His name at the beginning, it was completely different from the name at the end. But listen, so Gimmer, we want to be fair, so we played a pro-Elijah Cummings person.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible. That was horrible.
Well, we have to, Gimmer, we have to hear both sides, so that we played someone who is in love with what Elijah Cummings is doing.
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
Well,
you seem uncomfortable, buddy. Like we're gonna get some calls from the president of the station or something.
Oh
you don't look too comfortable.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the mayor, Baltimore mayor. This was good too, right?
Yeah, Baltimore mayor. So these are just some of her comments. This is her. She was walking through one of the many dilapidated cities.
When was this?
It had to have been over a year ago because she's the former mayor. So these are just some of the comments that she made.
Democrat.
The mayor of Baltimore walking through one of her. In her, entire city, one of her neighborhoods, and one of Congressman Cummings' neighborhoods as well. These are just some of the things that she had to say.
What the hell? We should just take all this down. Ooh, Jesus. What the hell? We should just take all this down. Ooh, Jesus.
Ouch.
Should just take all this down. Is there anything else that she has to say?
Jesus. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, Jesus.
Former mayor of Baltimore, what do you say?
Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
That music has had a prime slot in our coverage.
It really has. Oh,
we
man.
should have never told you where that was.
You should not have told me where that I was going to be playing that. for the next couple of weeks there. But no, so there you got it. We were fair in our coverage.
You played someone who loves Cummings and someone who hates him.
We did, and who was not fair on their debate stage is CNN and the DNC having all the white candidates on night one and the minority. And
it was done by random draw.
Random drawing. Okay, listen, Jarish, we got half an hour in our coverage. We haven't even talked about very much about what the tactic is going to be for some of these people. We haven't talked about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, oh man, we got to take a break. But what is his strategy going to be tomorrow? Is he going to is he going to take the punches?
He said he's no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Ooh.
And bootleg Obama is trying to have a Kamala Harris moment against him tomorrow night, basically getting her sloppy seconds. Which Kamala's used to sloppy seconds. That's another story.
So everyone's going to come out and attacking Joe Biden.
Yep.
Do you think Joe Biden has a moment where he shows up strong? I mean, do you think he's going to have is he going to be prepped, first of all? Because he didn't prep for debate one.
No,
is he going to be prepped for debate two?
And that's not us as conservatives. There were literally reports out of there that he refused to prep the last debate, thinking that he just had this in the box because he's Joe Biden. But no, according to the reports that we've been hearing, he is prepping. People from the Biden campaign, they're saying that he is prepping. He's taking this seriously. And it's no more Mr. Nice Guy. So I'm willing to see. There's even a wild card situation in which Biden attacks someone else.
Like?
I don't know, but a wild card situation where you would think Biden would just sit there and try to fend people off. Biden might go on offense.
What Biden needs to do is he doesn't need to give us that line where, I've helped the black community, you just don't realize it, because that's not going to work.
That's not going to make them feel good. I've helped you, you just are too dumb to realize it. That's not going to go over well.
You know what he needs to do is he needs to literally go after Kamala Harris's record.
So you agree? He needs to go.
He needs to just go boom, boom, boom.
Because you can't just sit there swinging.
He needs to go for he needs to do some haymakers. He needs to go out for that KO.
Yeah.
And he needs to do it straight to Harris and anybody that dares to challenge him. That's what he's got to do.
It has to be effective so you can get rid of this idea that you're an old convalescent home guy that just walked out on the stage.
Dude, and he's got Obama street cred. Use it.
He needs to show that he can be an attack dog when he needs to be.
Yeah.
Because I tell you right now, if I was a Democrat, I'm like, I want to hurt Trump with words. If I'm a Democrat, I probably want to hurt him physically too. But I want to hurt Trump with words on the debate stage. This old guy isn't going to do it. He's weak. Biden needs to show he can be strong, he can be fierce, and that if he gets on that debate stage with Trump is going to wish someone else got the nomination.
That's right. You got it, Joe Biden. Don't act and don't look like you're Robert Mueller's convalescent home bed neighbor. You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you got to look better than that, buddy.
Oh, but Pastor Jelly.
All right, sounds good. We'll be right back here with our coverage, our pregame. We're pregaming tomorrow's debate. Kicks off at 2 p.m. tomorrow. The actual debate starts at 5 our time, 8 p.m. Eastern time in Detroit, Michigan. You're not going to want to miss it. We come back much more here on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Well, we feel bad for... oh, man. So, a comment. Biden couldn't produce a logical answer if he prepared for a month, which is true. It comes from a guy named John Cummings, though. Feel bad for you, bro. We love you, but you got to share that last name Cummings with Elijah. Sorry about that one. Sorry. But great comment, nonetheless. Do you
think the president tweets tomorrow night?
I mean, he wants to distract. That's the reason he's having a big rally. What if his rally gets more ratings than the debates?
Probably will.
Yeah, probably will. There's a chance for that. It's a good chance.
What does Beto O'Rourke do, man? Do you think talking about? Do you think try and right drop? But do you think immigration comes up tomorrow night? I don't think so, man. I think it's gonna be solely race focused. I think so. Who's asking questions tomorrow? Is it still Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper?
Can I be honest? The next time there's a Republican debate, get Rush Limbaugh, Mark Levin, and just get outright conservatives. Because the liberals, they don't hide it. They're putting up Don Lemons, who says white men are the greatest terroristic threat to America. So let's not go to the news networks and have them put up their liberals to ask us questions. Let's get like the Democrats do. Let's have our own ask us questions.
I'm telling you, I mean, you just need to spice it up, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. They need to be like British politics, man. Boris Johnson, they're all, I love it. They're all yelling, "Will the gentleman from Southampton please shut up? And will the new prime minister please be a little nicer?" Did you watch it? Oh, I love the way they go at it. And they throw these little quips. They got all.
They're a lot more rowdy.
Oh, I love it. Can you imagine if we did that? Oh, man. It'd be
For every
fantastic.
one time there's a skirmish in the United States Senate, about 15.
Yeah, no, but they go at it. I love it. That's what we got to do. Can you imagine President Trump doing that, like sitting up and
Will the woman with
your Congress district is horrible, rat infested. I'm not going to talk to you.
He's in. Will the Congresswoman with the strokey face?
You need to go back to your country, figure it out, and then come back. Oh, no. Can you imagine if we did it? Oh, that'd be talk about ratings galore. That'd be fantastic.
But how many people do they have? We've got over 400 in our lower house. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
that'll be a lot.
Yeah, the Senate's a little more controlled, but can you imagine AOC going up there and Rashida Tlaib? And I'll tell you, it'd be fun to watch. I can't hear Woody. I can't hear anything. I know, but I didn't hear. All right, we got this.
Continuous freak show coverage rolls on. And now, Guillermo Moreno, Jarris Jackson, and John Machico.
We are getting ready for tomorrow night, round 2 of the Democrat debates, and guaranteed there will be no knockout. Nobody will drop out because every single one of these candidates that are polling at 1% still have that one iota of hope that somehow the sea will part and they will have a path to the nomination.
You do have to wonder about...
And I'm not done yet. And don't forget, the margin of error on some of these polls is about 3. So some of those at 1% could literally be at negative 1 or 2%.
Most likely they are.
The negative. I mean,
I've seen polls with a margin of error of like 5 or 6, which that takes out half the damn field.
Oh my gosh. Anyhow, tomorrow.
Guillermo.
Go ahead.
Guillermo.
Go ahead.
I've never even thought about the margin thing.
Yeah. I mean,
if you see a poll that shows Pete Buttigieg in 5%, he really could be at 0 with a 5% margin of error.
Well, and then with the black community, he's like at negative 20. Like the black community hates Pete Buttigieg.
Well, for good reason.
They hate him.
Yeah.
But no, on a realistic basis, we got contacted for our coverage in South Bend by a third-party media outlet that basically wanted to use our coverage of South Bend's mayor, Pete Buttigieg, for one of the major newspapers in the country, which only leads me to believe that, I think the media is ready to kick out these 1%ers. I mean, they listen.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I think they want to be talking about Biden, Warren, Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, the people that actually have a pathway.
The minority ones.
The white people.
The black guy.
And Kamala.
Yeah.
So the white people and Kamala, basically, is what they want to do. So who's going to be asking questions tomorrow night?
Well, we have, first of all, so let's start with the ones. Dana Bash, CNN Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I get no response from Dana Bash, I guess. Not big. All right, Dana Bash. Jake Tapper. He's also going to be asking questions. And the big one, and the one that's really going to be asking the questions that Dana and Jake don't want to ask, Don Sour Lemons.
Don Lemons, huh?
Yes, the man who thinks all white people are a terroristic threat to America, and I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm not. He actually said that. And still has a job at CNN. Yeah, he's going to be asking questions.
All right, well, are they going to divide the hours up like the first debate, or are they going to go? Is it going to go 2 hours straight?
2 hours straight. The first debate didn't divide anything up.
Well, no, but they divided who was asking the questions.
No. It's these 3 idiots straight through. Straight stupid.
No, I thought Anderson Cooper. No Anderson Cooper?
No.
No Cuomo?
No.
That would be great. I mean,
That
Cuomo,
would.
it would be disastrous.
I don't think they can do it because it's a Democrat primary and he's a sitting Democrat governor, so that wouldn't fly. But yeah. But now I'm acting like they actually have standards at CNN, so silly me for thinking that.
No, but no, Cuomo's not a sitting governor, man.
No, but his brother is.
His brother, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, it's that guy just have you seen this guy's blood boil? I mean, it's just
it's funny. He's like a stepdad, a corny stepdad that no one likes.
Yeah.
But he tries to keep up his stupid level with Don Lemon, who comes on after him.
Hey, here's a question for you. I got to remember, but Rashida Tlaib, her district is not very far from Detroit. I think it's in one of the. She is. I got to double check about that. Do you think that Rashida Tlaib or any of the issues on with the squad?
You're gonna hear.
You know what? I think. Go. I'll let you go. Go
well,
first.
I'm just saying, you're gonna hear when we hear the president's attacks on 4 women of color. When we hear the president's attacks on a civil rights icon, you're gonna hear that 1,000 ways to Sunday, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Constantly. I promise you that.
So here's what I think is gonna. Gosh, you just took my thought from me. What I think one of the questions tomorrow. Yeah, no, I got it back. One of the questions tomorrow is going to be, do you support the progressive agenda, or how? Basically, what if CNN does their job? They should really ask them, hey, you guys agree with the new wing? You know, or
I hope they would, but I don't think so. And there's something else that CNN is doing. Their rules. They got rid of all down the line and raise of hand question.
I remember that.
And I think that's protecting them. I want a raise of hand debate only. Because guess what? No hyperbole. No sad stories before you tell us that you want to take away our freedom. Do you believe in this? Raise your hands, no, and just go down the list. You will learn more in that debate than any of these debates where they're allowed to talk for 2 minutes before they give their actual answer. Way more.
Well,
but CNN's getting rid of that. They're getting rid of it.
Listen, and here's why I love watching debates, because I think as well, you know, CNN had it in the bag for Hillary Clinton. Yeah. You know, they're literally helping the candidate. I'm curious how many softballs and how they're actually going to try to help out the candidate, because I think you got some pretty vicious candidates in there that'll say, you know what, screw you, we gotta do the damage ourselves. CNN isn't going to inflict any damage on these candidates. The candidates are going to inflict damage upon each other. So I'm really curious to see how CNN handles some of these things that have been polling very well for middle America and the people that met. Like, how do you talk about the squad? You know, are they going to go at the squad angle with like, wow, the president is just saying go home. Do you think that's racist? Yes or no? A stupid question like that, or a question like, hey, would you guys describe yourself as more Nancy Pelosi establishment?
But I don't think they're going to do they are going to do the questions. That's the thing. That's why they're not doing down the line. That's why they're not doing raise of hands. They want it to be. So whatever their answer is, before you say that you're in line with the Special Olympics squad, you can call Trump a racist and say that he's a threat to our democracy and all of these things. They're going to give them the opportunity. What CNN is doing by saying we're not going to do down the line, we're not going to do raise of hands, that's letting them dress up their answer so it doesn't look so bad. So everyone, the next day, it's not going to be that Kirsten Gillibrand stands with the squad. It's going to be that Kirsten Gillibrand calls Trump a traitor to this nation, calls Trump unpresidential. So they're now going to be allowed to dress up their terrible answers as opposed to just, hey, what do you believe? Shut up with your sob story. This is great for Kamala Harris because she has a sob story about a black single mother to answer every single question. She can't come right out and answer the question to save her life. So they're loving this because now they can dress up their answers instead of just telling us what they actually believe.
Yeah. I'm curious because as I'm looking down the lineup for tomorrow night, right? I'm calling it the white debate because all the white candidates, anybody that's minority is on the second night. I'm just curious who's the big takeaway from night one and what do they do? Tim Ryan is going to be fighting for name recognition. If you remember him, Hugh Hewitt's BFF. And I'm not sure if we confirm the interview with Hugh Hewitt?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right.
But you just let the cat out the bag.
I left the cat out of the bag. So maybe we might be talking to Hugh Hewitt tomorrow as well. The Hugh Hewitt. Yeah, fantastic.
Is he at the status yet?
Oh, I believe so. Hugh Hewitt, anyhow, Tim Ryan is a good friend of his. So Tim Ryan is being described as one of the more moderate Democrats, right? Does this guy come out and this guy should literally come out and say, hey, I'm not with crazy. I'm not with crazy. He would boom, skyrocket straight to the top. He ain't gonna do that.
He wouldn't skyrocket straight to the top.
Amy Klobuchar couldn't get traction if it hit her in the face with a snowball.
And I just hope her throat isn't sore this time.
Yeah. Pete Buttigieg has got a big problem with the black community back home. I'm curious how he's going to do this. He's going to try to just deflect and put a mirror to President Trump and say, listen, I'm an executive too of a city. Black people don't like me. How is he gonna get around it? Because you got Don Lemon there.
But here's what you need.
But Don Lemon is homosexual, right?
Oh, so they're gonna be like eyeballing each other the whole night.
No, what I'm saying is I don't think he.
Me after the debate.
No, I was gonna say I don't know if they're gonna have that kind of, you know, is Pete gonna get pushed because of the black community doesn't like him?
If he gets pushed, it's either gonna be by the moderators or it's either gonna be by the other people on the debate stage. But to be honest with you, he is a leading vice presidential candidate, and I think whether they've talked about it or it's just a universal thing that they can feel each other spiritual, like Marianne Williamson, they don't want to trash him that bad.
Yeah,
this guy's the front runner to be the VP.
Bernie Sanders here, it's going to be he sounds like a broken record, man. Corporation, you do it better.
How could you say that about me? I've been fighting the corporations. I've been fighting the corporations since Castro took over Cuba.
Okay, we're gonna fight the corporations, and we're gonna pay off everybody's college loans, and everybody's gonna get a free pony and a free unicorn. Even though unicorns don't exist, the government is gonna create unicorns and give away unicorns to everybody.
Oh my gosh! So he's gonna be a damn broken record.
Don't say that about me.
Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren apparently had a great night, the first debate night, which I couldn't see. I don't see. She's going to be ho-hum. Another ho-hum guy is going to be Beto O'Rourke. I mean, this guy literally... Beto O'Rourke went to a Barnes & Noble and bought a quote book of like inspirational quotes, or just sits in the parking lot reading bumper stickers. That's what he tries to do.
You know what's funny?
He's bad.
There was a campaign report, actually, that his mom has become his most important advisor, and his mom has been giving him advice on the campaign in the coming weeks leading into this debate. Yeah,
I'm not gonna say
that. That's why I was silent, because it's pretty damn sad.
Well, I mean,
what is your mom?
You and I got great moms.
What's he gonna ask us again? We're not trying to make mac and cheese. If you're trying to make Kraft mac and cheese, yeah, call up mom all day. She's an expert in that. What does your mom know about winning the presidency of the United States? It was the same thing. And listen, we're not going to speak ill of her at all because she's dead. You want to speak ill about someone, do it when they're alive. You're a little punk if you do it while they're dead. But even when Jeb Bush's mom was giving him advice, I'm sitting there like, you. It doesn't make sense, okay? Go to someone who has experience winning, not someone who married someone who won.
Listen, wait. Let's back the train up. Let's back the train up. You know, he was on this. Was he on the stage when Kamala Harris had that breakout moment?
No, he was on night one. He was
on the boring first night.
Remember, he was part of the only thing that was worth watching the first night. Him and Castro.
This guy has no relatability. He's literally tried to change his name to make him sound more Latino. He's got no relatability.
He's a gold digger.
The reason why he's talking to mom is because mom probably is saying, "Look, kid, you're not relatable. You know, you're not sounding like the American people. Let me try to help you with your female."
You think that's what it is?
I think it is. Totally.
I guess.
If mom's helping you out, he's got some relatability issues.
The reports have been that his mom has been advising his campaign, advising him on a new direction to take leading into.
Well, just let your mom debate for you then. I bet we'd have
She'd probably do better.
I was gonna say, let mom get on stage. You know. Let's be honest.
To be honest with you, like, let's say you're the mom. Do you really give a damn? Your son married a multi-millionaire. I could care less about if you win or not.
And not always about the money, Jared.
Hey, just keep sending me, what I look like, Congresswoman Omar? Just keep sending me them checks, son. I could care less if you win, lose, it's a tie, it's a draw. I don't care. Just keep sending me money from your hot wife. Your ugly wife.
Oh, my God. Now, let's see if Marianne Williamson will have another epic debate night. People, they need to give her more time to talk.
They do, and they need to make sure your boy Andrew Yang, his microphone is on, because allegedly his mic was turned off last
No, that was his confidence. That was his confidence. All right, 559-442-1680. We're going to wrap up in the next segment our pregame.
There's still 4 full days of this, folks.
Our pregame of the second night of the Democrat debates. You're not going to want to miss it tomorrow, starting at 2 with Jairus Jackson and myself here on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Leave it here and only here for the best debate coverage in Central California. All right, folks. Sorry about that. We're taking a little break here. Let's get to some of your comments on Facebook Live. So if Buttigieg wins, it would be the President of the United States and first husband. It would be... No,
they would go together.
First partner, you think? First partner, first gentleman? I don't know. All the Democrats are a joke. John, their entire list is petty, much just for laughs. Belinda, Bernie can't even run a campaign but wants to run the country. Go take a nap, Bernie.
I already took 6 naps today. I've already had enough naps.
Nah, no, they're just idiots. Bon Jovi is doing a fundraiser for Biden. Really? I guess he should start with living on a prayer.
Who said that? That's pretty
good. Belinda and Elaine have the best comments, man. They
be
kill
having
it.
fun in the comment section.
Oh, yeah. Some great comments, folks. Really appreciate you guys. Share as well, especially.
It's the second Democratic primary debate live from Detroit, Michigan. And now here's Guillermo Moreno, Jarris Jackson, and John Machico on the Central Valley's home for all things campaign 2020, Talk Radio 1680, KGED.
Jarris, 7 minutes left with you on this pre-game of the debates, and we just got to get to it, man.
Go ahead. What do you got?
I just want to know what do you think the... Let's do some predictions. What do you think? I love doing predictions.
I'm still doing a lot of. I'm gonna give you everything tomorrow. I'm literally gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna do some more research. I'm even gonna rewatch parts. Not all of them. I'm not gonna kill that many brain cells. I'm gonna rewatch parts of the first debate. Yeah, I'm interested.
What do you think those candidates that didn't have a breakout? What do you think their campaign is telling them? Are they telling them, look, you got to be like Kamala Harris? Because if it's going to be like that, it's going to be boom, 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 punches every single time they get to the mic.
Like we said before, it's not going to come out right. Listen, say what you want about Kamala Harris, but she's fierce. And if
I don't want to talk about anybody on night 2. I want to talk about night 1.
But if you're not fierce, it's not going to work right. Bootleg Obama is trying to have a camel toe moment and call Joe Biden the architect of incarceration. It's not going to work. I mean, Kamala Harris is more macho than Beto.
Yeah.
More macho than Bootleg. It's not going to work. So you got to try to find your own. You are not going to be a breakout by trying to do what Kamala did less than a month ago. Yeah. It's not going to work.
How are they going to? Are they going to attack each other? Or are they going to attack the president? That's question number 1. Are they going to attack each other or attack the president? What do they attack their president on? The failed Mueller investigation?
No, it's not going to be failed. It's not going to be failed. It's going to be Robert Mueller opened our eye. Robert Mueller provided concrete proof when he wasn't nodding off or drooling.
I'm curious.
His testimony that we should impeach.
I'm curious how many of them have already, because it's been done. The internal polling in Iowa, New Hampshire, what do those voters care about? And if it'll be curious to see if any topics are literally avoided.
People don't. Hey, man, it's like we said earlier with the people in Elijah Cummings' district. Some people can't afford to care about Russia. They got too much going on to sit there and care about interference or if Trump got peed on by Russian prostitutes. They're trying to put food on the table. They're struggling under Democrat policies. They can't afford to care about Russia.
Yeah, I'll tell you what a winning strategy is, and I don't think anyone's going to do this. And look, hey, Democrats, you're listening to me, or if you're a Democrat and you're going to be on one of these campaigns that coming up pretty soon, this is how you win. This is how you get attention.
Wait a minute, let's not tell them how to win.
Well, they don't have to win night 2. You go out there and you say, hey, listen, I'm the JFK type of Democrat. We don't want them. Listen, let's be honest here.
That's not going to fly.
We're not going to beat President Trump. They need to have that John Hickenlooper moment at the California.
Yeah.
They need to go out there and be like, look, guys.
They're going to get booed off the stage.
Hey, I would go out there and be like, this would be my line. Ready? And this is why I should get paid the big bucks to, I would charge a liberal a lot of money. Hey, do this. This is what you do. Hey, let's all pretend you're Etch-a-Sketches for a moment here. Just shake it off. Let's reset. All right? Etch-a-Sketch. And get your paper and hey, so it's got a visual too. Etch-a-Sketch. Hey, just let's start over. All right? Let's rewind. Okay? Right. Listen, this party is not going to win by embracing socialism, communism, or progressive leftism. Let's be honest here. I'm the only guy that's not crazy like them, and then start pointing at people. Oh my gosh!
But you have.
Boom.
But then, how do you win the Again, how do you win? You're
You
not
go
going to win
out
the
and-
primary.
you go
You're
out-
not going to get a chance to make that message against Trump if you do that. They
Well,
aren't interested in
listen,
that.
here's the reality, and it happens in the primary. You go way left, all right,
Or way right.
or way
We do
right,
this too,
all right,
yeah.
way left or way right, right.
During the primary,
during the
Republicans
primary.
damn near don't even like interracial marriage.
This-
far right during the primary.
This is why you got to have a candidate. And the Democrat, not us. I really don't care, but I like giving advice. As a Democrat, you got to come out and you got to pretend like you're the general already. You got to say, no, guys, no, I'm not going to go far left because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to win. So they need to come out and they need to call themselves out. That's the only way. Nobody stands out. What's going to stand out? Calling Trump a racist? What's going to stand out? Saying that Trump needs to be impeached?
Russia.
I mean, look, dude, everyone's over it. You know, I hope these campaigns are smarter than that. I mean, because look, as a viewer, you know, it's 2 hours. I don't want to hear about Russia. I don't want to hear about Mueller. I don't want to hear about.
Forget seeing it on TV. We saw this play out. We were a few feet away from the stage when two people in this race said socialism's not the answer. They were booed off the stage, and they're lucky to get 5%, 3% in polling. We've seen this method of becoming a JFK before we got the bullet Democrat, and I'm telling you, it does not work out well. The top 5 people are embracing socialists. If you want to make moves, you can't be a moderate.
I'm telling you, Tim Ryan could break out.
That might work. No, it's
ain't
not.
gonna do it, but
No, it's not. It's gonna. What happened to Delaney and what happened to Hickenlooper? They're gonna get booed off the stage, and they're gonna continue to go even farther down in the polls. You cannot win as a moderate in this party. That what you're saying might work in principle during the general, but if you do that during the primary, you're not even gonna get to the general. You probably won't even get to the second or third debate, let alone the general.
No, everyone's going to get to the next debate because they're still going to have 20 freaking candidates on debate 3.
That's not the way to do it, man. It's not going to work. And we've seen it in practice. We have evidence. There's 2 people right now going against socialism, and they're losers.
They're not doing it right.
What are they doing
They
wrong?
literally call it out on the debate. Tim Ryan, who's probably the most moderate out of all of them, a congressman out of Ohio, says, look, I ain't with crazy. Dude, what has he got to lose?
So you think it's a messaging thing?
Yeah, totally a messaging thing.
So you think no one has messaged that they're anti-socialist?
They haven't.
Right.
Because, they're afraid to do it.
No.
They are afraid to do it. They think there's so much popularity with it.
Those 2 candidates come to the most liberal state in the country
But they didn't do it on the debate stage. Well, you and I were waiting for that moment. They didn't do it on the debate stage. They need to do it. But you got to be popular. Anyhow, here's my takeaway for tomorrow night. All right, it's going to be a disaster. The ratings are not. Nobody cares about CNN. I mean, the fact that it's on CNN is going to already turn a lot of people off. Conservatives aren't going to watch it. It's going to be a very low-rated debate. There's going to be a lot of softball questions.
Do you think they finally beat our ratings?
Oh, heck no.
Okay.
Heck no. Softball ratings tomorrow night. They're not going to literally give anybody any hard questions. I honestly thought that Chuck Todd would actually give them some hard questions on the second night of the debates.
Or the hermaphrodite.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. The media is going to give a bunch of softballs to these candidates. No one's going to stick out. Pete Buttigieg is going to have the hardest time, I think, especially with the black community. This is the racist debate. Jairus, he's going to have this. He's going to struggle so hard. Bernie Sanders, he's going to sound like a broken record. Elizabeth Warren, I think it's Marianne Williamson's to win. Should be on. It is.
Shut up.
On night 1.
On that
it's
note,
that bad.
On that note, take us out with the Black Gospel
All
Choir.
right. Here we go.
Talk Radio 1680 KGED, my friends. This is just night 1. Join us tomorrow. Join us the rest of the week, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, for our special election coverage. Guillermo's going to get saved. He's going to come back in. I hope his mother's ready to tell him he's no longer a Seventh-day Adventist. He's going to become a real Christian.
We got gospel singers at our church, buddy.
Yeah,
just
whatever,
relax. Hey, man, dude, they should invite these ladies.
This would make it worth watching.
Oh, yeah.
Talk Radio 1680 KGEDC. Right back here tomorrow. Debate week continues. Have a good night.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you guys sticking through our 4 hours? You did like 6. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Jairus Jackson, Guillermo Moreno doing coverage of the round 2 of the circus. So
it's round 1 of round 2.
Round 1 of round 2. Anyhow, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Be safe. And talk to you soon.